But people don't
What's
know
next?
that.
Yeah, what's next? What's next? Yes. What's next?
Because it's like, sometimes I don't like watching at the text. They have the most craziest ideas that can make you so mad.
Me,
like you can ignore.
I'm always on the go. So I'm working a new project. Like it's a new one. Like nobody knows. But it's like something that I put a lot of energy on.
Yes.
So you know when you become so addicted to that, like it's almost you start.
And when he shares it,
yes.
your heart
And then it's like, but what
I need to get into
what
this.
I did now, I picked 2 days.
Welcome back to another episode of the Mendable Hustler Podcast. I'm your boy G, and with my co-host Atoro.
You gonna make it.
Yeah.
Keep your head up. You're a king. You're a queen. You got this. Sleepless grandma.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to another episode of the Mendable Hustler Podcast. I'm your host G, and with the one and only, my co-host Atoro. And we have a very special guest with us today. This is a special episode. We have the three brothers, Nyce Production. Thank you guys.
Always, man.
Thank you.
Always, Mr. G.
It's a pleasure, to work with you guys again and connect, and now to go in deeper and get to put your story out there. But before we move forward, I wanted to kind of like you guys kind of introduce individually. Just introduce yourselves for those who don't know who you are.
Okay, so my name is Christian, but I go by the name of Chris Nyce. I do photos, I'm in marketing, I do content creative, so I do a bunch of stuff like in Nyce Image Productions.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, it's John Nyce.
Yeah.
So pretty much I focus on video and content as well, just like him.
Yeah.
And also I do outside of like pretty much like as a video production, I do also like kind of like web application.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice and work.
Yep, me, it's Mark Nyce, but I go by Mr. Nyce.
Nice.
Yes. So everybody knows me by Mr. Nyce. So my focus in Nyce Image Productions is mainly website, photography, advanced retouching photography, as well, and video. Yeah, so pretty much back half of them. Whenever it's not available, I take over video and photography. Yeah.
That's nice, man. I couldn't wait for this because I know the stuff that you're gonna do. It's amazing. Thanks, man. The vision that you had when you started the whole production, right? And to get to this point, but I want to keep this for later. But before I move forward, I'm gonna let my co-host take over.
So, welcome guys.
Thank you.
Justin is speaking and anticipating this podcast as he really respects you guys and he really wants to dive deeper in terms of like the way that you guys started. But the way that we normally start the podcast is to ask a little bit about your background and upbringing in order to develop more questions after.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, can you share about your background and your upbringing?
Yeah, whoever, doesn't matter. What's the start?
Okay, I'll go. Okay, so my background, I was born the big Congo, DRC, Kinshasa. Not in Kinshasa, but it was all the way. I don't want to go into depth.
Yeah.
So I was born there. I left it when I was six years old.
Yeah.
Then the reason why, because there was war happening. Yeah.
So let's get this straight. So you two are twins.
Yes.
Yeah, we
twins.
twins.
Yeah.
So who's older?
Him.
Well, between us two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You came first.
Yeah, I came first, he came second.
second.
In 5 minutes, he had to wait for 5 minutes first. Yeah, he had to wait for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so yeah, my backstory, we were originally from Congo. We didn't have an easy life.
Right.
You talk about being 6 years old. We left the country because of the war. And we have to go ahead.
What year was that? When you guys left?
That was in 1996, right?
1994, 1996.
Yeah.
I was 2 years. 1994.
1996.
Yes. Between 19 and 19, I'm not sure when, but all I know I was 6 years old. So if I was 6, so that was 1994 then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we left there, then we had to go to another country. We stayed there for 7 years as a refugee. We didn't have any food, any meals, and it was tough for us. The reason why, because we didn't even have a way for us to access to education. The reason why, because whenever you go from country to country, you don't have time to go to school, to learn new language, to know how to read and all that. But then opportunity came. It's like, you know what?
So you guys didn't come right away to Ottawa?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, because it was tough because we're in Katanga, but our parents, they actually originated from the Kasai province.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what happened when the war happened, it was during election, and it's almost like us being Katanga, being from another tribe, we've been pretty much like pressures like, oh, you guys have to leave, you know. So there's like war that's start happening, civil war, and then so we have to find a way to actually leave to go to another country and live as a refugee. And like he just mentioned, we're like 6 years old, so it was pretty traumatized because I remember when I got up in the morning. I don't know if it was in the evening time. He went outside. He was going to the washroom, and we hear pa 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 pa. Then it's gunshot. Like can't imagine when you're young, you hear gunshot, you know. And
But at that age, when you hear gunshots, it should be. It's like you're numb to it.
you know,
You hear
it's
so much.
traumatized.
But it's traumatized.
Yeah,
right?
it was
As a little
traumatized
kid,
because
right?
you get nervous because
Yeah.
you hear a story about how like the military are doing to people and stuff like that. So when you hear a gunshot, you know, like okay, something might happen or they might go on people's houses.
Right,
you know, because I know neighbors who actually got killed.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how deep it was. And what happened is that before we actually ended up being a refugee to another country, which was in Zambia, we had to split. You know, I mean, he went to live to another family member.
Yeah.
Me and him we went to live to another family member.
So we're like all over the place.
Yeah.
Because the parents they want to make sure the safety for the kid.
Yeah.
And then
How many of you guys?
and there's four.
Four.
There's
Yeah.
four. Yeah.
So
That's tough.
especially even when we were running the country, running away, can you imagine you see people with machete, you actually see people getting killed. Me being at that age as a kid, I still have that in my head until today. So sometimes people won't be able to understand what background you came from to where you are right
Yeah,
now.
because
Right?
it's kind of weird. Like when the war
Yes.
happened in Katanga, the massacre of our tribe, people in Kinshasa they didn't know about it.
And to today, most people don't even
Yeah,
know that there's a
like, but
war.
like,
They know.
yeah, people who actually live on that province, they know like exactly what happened.
Yes.
A lot of people they actually ended up leaving because of the war. Like most people, like they leave Africa not because of the war. They leave like maybe like starvation, the lack of food. You know, they want a better life. You know, but we left because there was an event that happened. You know, so for the safety, we had to pretty much get scattered like around different places. And then after 6 months or so, then we actually reunited in Zambia as a refugee.
So it was pretty much going. So pretty much what the parents did was going back home, keep taking one by one.
Yeah.
So we will be able to grab us, and then they said we're gonna leave you guys here, and sometimes they left us with our big brother. We'll be back.
So you pretty much waited.
So this is the whole reason why I say, being a kid, we were being taught how to cook already, how to survive. So when they left, we were trying to survive, keep making few meals for ourselves until they come back.
Wow. So, it happened in 1996 during an election, and you happened to state it that it was targeted towards specific people. How similar is the situation to the Rwanda genocide?
It's
exactly the
it
same.
got influence. It's because of that. Like what happened in Rwanda genocide is pretty much that influence ended up
Happened also
in Congo. So that's why, because if you in 1994, I think that was the genocide for Rwanda. Like, I think it was 1994, something like that. And then after that happened, then in Congo also the same thing start coming.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with also Hotel Rwanda, right?
Yeah,
exactly. You see how scary that is.
Yes, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what we went
Yeah.
through.
So people actually
So
hiding inside. Yeah.
exactly. So it's funny that people we didn't even understand how they got those machete from. So if somebody was actually behind it, to be honest with you, we don't know. So people were being like slaughtered.
Because
Our
imagine
tribe. It doesn't matter if you're a kid or whatsoever. They find you, they kill you.
Could you imagine that, for example, you're like
Exactly.
you're young, everything you like, you know, you're outside playing, you know your neighbor, everything was smooth. Then the next day,
They
everything
hate
just
you.
changed.
Yeah.
You gotta leave.
Yeah.
So just like the movie.
Yes, it just changed. Then it's like
They said you gotta leave,
Yeah.
and then
The house.
the house we
everything
were
left.
building, everything
We
was
left
okay.
everything.
We
My dad
left
left
everything
everything.
behind,
left everything.
and our life was great. We never need to pay for anything. Yeah, my dad was good. Everything was perfect for us. We're living life. And until everything suddenly just changed.
And that changed your whole life.
Yeah, 7 years as a refugee. Imagine that. You know, you go to another country.
They don't want
That's
you.
not even your country.
Yeah,
And they don't want
and
you.
also once you go to another country, because they heard what happened, then they start telling you, you guys need to go back to your country.
Yeah.
There's a big shock
Yeah.
coming
So
for you
then
guys.
it kind of made me to be an introvert, to not say where I'm from. But let's say I'm from Congo as a Muluba, people are going to be able to say, go back to your country. That's why I'm just like, you know what, I don't speak a lot on my background, but the reason why, because of that experience that I had, I just need to keep it for myself. Because you have people doing it.
Every time you speak about it, even like right now, it's like
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to get into them. Just like, you know.
Yeah, I rather be me. Like for example, you know me as a person. Like I don't like when it comes to trouble, I don't care about that. No, I think you have to know someone as a human being,
because
based on their character.
even when you speak about that, it seems like you kind of have no freedom.
Yeah.
You have no freedom about like you're not allowed to be yourself.
Yeah.
Because you have to kind of choose, do I want to be this?
Yes,
or this
exactly.
or that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to.
Having experienced such traumatic events, obviously it did take you some time to sort of get back to normal in terms of like seeing people or just going about your own life. So how long did it take for you guys to sort of have a normal
Me,
life?
to be honest, I'll be honest, honestly, I think I started becoming, because we were all introvert people. We don't like talking, we don't like being on media. The only
And I
thing
think
that
it's because of
changed,
the experience.
Yeah.
the only thing that changed us to be, like sometimes people will know who we are, business. Because of our Nyce Image Productions.
Because even to go back to your question too,
Yes.
because after 7 years as a refugee in Zambia, then we had an opportunity where we have to come to Canada. For us, we're like, okay, things is going to change. And the moment when I came in Canada, because I didn't understand the diversity in Canada, where you see a lot of different color.
race.
Yeah, it's normal, you different race. But for me, I thought that if I was to tell who I am, again they're gonna start judging me. Then eventually, that's what made me an introvert. I knew I was a quiet person. I didn't understand the language. Like I never spoke much. I was very an introvert. Like I just kept everything to myself. They asked me where you from, and if I was to say I'm from there, then after they're gonna say you go back to your country. I didn't understand the Canadian side how they work, and also the African how they are. Then from then I began to learn, and it was tough. Even at 12 years old, like I taught myself how to read. Yeah,
100%.
When I came to Canada, we didn't even know how to read. The reason why, because country to different country, you know. So then I taught myself how to read.
When you guys were refugee, no school.
Well, there was school, but you know, something you have to pick. Either they give you money to go to school, or you have money for food. Yeah. So it was tough. Yeah.
That's tough.
It was tough. Then from there, I always liked reading, and I used to read the Bible. I think that's how I learned how to read. Yeah, even before I came to Canada.
It's the same for you.
Yeah, but the funny thing about reading the Bible, you know, the terms that they're being used, that's how we used to speak.
Yeah.
That's this, that,
Then after I have to change the bit.
So that's how we used to speak.
Yeah.
And that's then we're like, oh.
So you got kind of feel like sometimes you don't want to say it because you're not sure how it's gonna sound.
Exactly, because you listen to the audio. You know, before they used to have audio, the cassette.
yeah.
You listen to
The
the
way the
Bible,
Bible is written
you
is
read.
different,
You're just like, okay, that's how they say. Yeah.
They don't say this, they say that's and stuff like, you know. Yes. And we used to use audio, how it says this means okay. And that's how we.
From Zambia, you guys went to.
We tried South Africa.
It didn't work
out. And then we had
How long you guys stayed in South Africa?
2 years, I think.
Yeah, 2 years. Me and him we stayed for 2 years.
So the purpose of that.
This is all including the 7 years, right?
Yes, so including.
Yes,
Yeah,
the purpose of that also, so what we did again when we got to Zambia, it was a split. So they went to see how South Africa is. If everything was good, we go join them. So,
Just join it first.
Yes.
so at the end of the day, they said, let's take care of the little ones, right? So that was the whole.
Maybe the little one,
The little ones,
the
the
future.
future.
Yeah.
So since me, I was the older of my older brother, I always be with him. Everywhere he was, I was there. School we did together.
Even
work-
us.
So
Yes.
it's like you and your older brother.
Yes, and
Yes, we always
yes,
together.
we
Yeah, we
always
never.
together.
Yeah, we
It
always
was like
together.
that.
Yes.
No, let's
And
take.
twins gotta stay together.
So they said they're the future. So let's take care of them in case anything like happened. That at least we have these two. So that was the whole purpose of that, going around. And it was. I'll be honest with you, in Zambia it was
a lot of starvation.
It was tough, like
Very tough.
Yes.
Eating one meal a day.
Yes.
Sometimes there's not even enough food. Sometimes you have to find a way how to make food. It was so hard
And
sometimes.
that's
to a
where
point.
they give you in Zambia. That's where they give you money either for you choose. You make a decision where
Yeah,
you want to
yes,
spend money.
Yeah, no, you go and look for the money.
you go look for the
Yeah.
money.
Oh,
Yes,
and
oh, they
it's-
don't give.
They don't give the money. They don't have that
You gotta earn
system.
it.
You have to.
Yeah,
You
have
to.
Like me, I remember like there's an event that happened in Zambia, okay? So my dad was able to actually make some money, you know? And he said, hey, here's the money, go buy food in the market, you know? And I was working in the market. I know like it's gonna last at least for like 5 days. And I was working, I was so happy. But I dropped the money.
Yeah, can you
Listen,
imagine
I
that?
dropped the money and then I was like, oh, and I started like crying. I'm like, okay, how am I going to be able to explain? And guess what I did? I worked for like a good 45 minutes looking for that money and I prayed and then I saw the money was just there and I'm like, oh,
And the toughest
it was crazy, man.
even the toughest thing also was
Because you know it's how tough.
Because I know how tough it is. I go
$10.
home like that, I don't have the money.
and you know that also when it came to education in Zambia was tough. Me and my big brother we used to walk every day. And can you imagine you leave this place going all the way to Canada by foot?
Yeah.
Every morning, wake up at 5 a.m. so you can get there at 10 a.m.
It was tough. Education is like
It wasn't so because at the end of the day they said let's try them, and at least they put us in an English school. So when I came here and I wanted to again continue for my education in English, so that's why sometimes I lost my French. Exactly. Most people, yes, I'm bilingual, I'm able to speak French, but to write it's not my forte. And at the same time, it's
You
not.
write better in English.
I write better in English, yes, but I can speak French, no problem. I can speak with you from A to Z, but that doesn't mean that I'm good at writing it. So that's why me, anything that I do, English. Yeah, so that's how it helps us also at least to improve, at least to be able to communicate. But it was hard to communicate even when we came here in education. You a fresh person from the board. Even during education here, because you know when you grow up with that fear, then you get here, you start getting bullied.
Yeah.
I got bullied.
Yes, yes.
But the one thing that I
That's because you quiet.
Yeah,
Quiet
you're quiet.
person.
They think like you don't know anything. They don't
You're
wanna
not an
bully
educated
you and stuff like
person.
that.
They start bullying
Yeah.
me. And at the end of the day, I said, these are the things that we're being told. Our parents used to tell us, oh, you guys are going to be bullied. And I didn't even understand the meaning of black, racism and stuff. I never knew all those
Me
things.
too. This is one thing I wanted to talk about, but before, so you guys were saying from Zambia, South Africa, from South Africa.
went back to Zambia. Then after from Zambia.
So you guys went and tell them that it's okay the guys to come?
Yes,
No, we say it's not good.
It's not
good.
good.
It won't
It
work.
It won't work.
Stop.
So then your dad finally found another way?
Yeah, they're like, okay, maybe we think of trying Europe first.
Yeah.
Amsterdam, like let's see if that's gonna work. Nah, didn't work out. Let's try maybe to see the US gonna work. Nah. Then after we like Canada, they welcome everybody. You know,
We went to Montreal
Yeah,
actually first.
yeah, we went to Montreal first.
Montreal's French.
it's
Usually
French.
people
Yeah,
come to these-
And then
Yeah.
we said it's not for
Yeah,
us.
so we stayed there for French. Then my dad is like, you know what?
Let's
Let's just go to the capital city of Canada. What the capital city?
Yeah.
Ottawa. Let's go in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Then he sent us
You
in
didn't think
Ottawa.
of going to Toronto?
And no, we didn't even think about it. We didn't even know what Toronto is.
What's Toronto? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
Capital.
Ottawa.
Yeah.
Which Ottawa? So coming to Ottawa, now everything different.
Yeah,
It was.
it was tough.
I had
A
to
more
like
developed
change.
country. Of course, it was 1999.
No, it was
No.
2001 or
2001.
It was 2001.
Yeah.
Wow.
And for me, like the way like when I was here, it's almost like I had
What
to
month was
actually
that? Was
change.
it? Is it
June.
winter? Oh, June.
June,
Summer.
Galaki, yeah.
Was
No,
summer.
but I love winter. We were like outside playing with the snow. Like this is so cool.
No, but
then after
first
2
winter
years,
though.
we're like no.
Your first winter, the experience.
Yes.
How was it?
It was fun.
Beautiful.
We enjoyed it.
We wanted to try it,
Yeah.
play with the snow, make the snow
But I
man.
can experience what we didn't mean for my big brother when we got out of school. And I was still dressing those little like boots, not even winter boots, like dress shoes. And we were waiting for a bus, and I told my brother, "Do you feel that?" He's like, "What? My feet?" And then he starts saying the same thing. He's like, "I'm feeling that too." And I said, "I gotta call my mom." I said, "What's going on with my feet?" I called my mom. He's like, "What shoes did you wear?" "I'm wearing dress shoes." "No, they're gonna cut your toes." And I start panicking. I said, "We need to." I couldn't even walk when I got on the bus, and the heat and the cold when they touch your feet, it hurts. And then I got home. The biggest mistake I did, I put hot water.
Oh no,
Oh,
you
you
don't do
never-
that. You let it warm
And
up.
I screamed.
Yeah.
I was like, what is they gonna cut my toes
I
and
think
stuff like
we
that?
all learned the hard way.
Yeah.
All of us that come
Yeah.
But
from
you learn when you make mistakes.
Yeah.
You gotta make
a
mistakes.
mistake.
But we
to
were
learn.
kids. I was so nervous even when I started school because even way back home in Congo, I never liked school.
We
honestly.
never liked school.
I never liked school.
Yeah, I never liked
So
like,
now,
back home.
coming here, when you guys are here to Ottawa, what grade?
Was it 7?
Grade 7.
Me and him
All
was
of
grade
us?
seven.
Yeah.
No, him was
Grade 8,
Yeah.
grade 9.
grade 9.
Because we got luck because before they want to put you in school, they want to know whether if you understand English or if you
They
know how to
did
play
it.
test.
What is that test that
Yeah.
you did?
I don't remember, but it's like a
They test you.
it's a pre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like in once we
No.
did it, I passed it.
We
The
passed
reason
it.
why, because I already taught myself how to read.
Yes.
You know, I think
So
it
they
kinda
kind of
helped.
like test
Yeah.
you what
They
grade
test you
that
what
you're
grade and
qualified
stuff
to go
like
in.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for me, they're like, okay, you know what? Even the math, I found math was really easy.
it was
Compared to math back
Yeah,
home,
it
it's
was
so much
For
harder.
you,
Yeah.
for you, not for all of us, man.
No, but it
Okay.
was
For
because
me,
it was so
math
easy.
was better for me.
Because you good at math too?
I'm good in math, but I wasn't that great because me at the end of the day, when it came to education, it was not my thing. honestly.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, because I remember
I just hated school. I just
yeah,
hated
yeah. Do
school.
you remember in class
I
sometime?
hated school too.
Yeah,
To be honest.
Yeah, I hated school. Remember in
Because
class
for me,
sometime?
I think it was just for me. It was just a waste. Like I felt like I was wasting my time. It's just getting up in the morning, going to do something that I
Yeah,
don't
no,
like.
if I remember like sometime in class,
It is for a lot of people.
when we're doing like a math test, like it's almost like when we get like good maths, the teacher they think like, did you cheat?
Yeah.
Oh, because
It's
you guys
always like yes,
But you
guys
wanna know what
same
shocked
classes.
me? But you wanna know.
we're in the same class
Yeah.
in math. You're
Yeah.
always like every single time,
But-
100.
but you wanna know what
like,
shocked
doesn't
me?
make any sense.
But you wanna know what shocked me? That was very sad, even during my education. When I was doing math, I used to go with A minus, right? And I was going together with my brother. We used to work hard. Even the teacher were happy. At one point, guess what they did? My brother moved up, and the teacher wanted to keep me to the lowest level. And then I realized that there's something wrong. Even when my English, I was able to write, I was able to pass no problem. They wanted to keep me in ESL. So because I didn't even understand what it was, I thought it was just English. Then going forward, I realized, okay, these people are trying to think that I'm not a smart kid. They want to make sure I stay in the lowest level. Because me, at the end of the day, it's one thing I never understand. It's just only when they join me in high school, then things become to kick in, because then came in fresh, they were all strong, but me, I was just a nerdy guy, no friends. Then I started realizing, oh, now that's when my mind started changing to, I said, okay,
Do you think that affect you because they made you feel like you're not smart enough?
exactly. And then it kicked in. One day I remember he was in my class. It's like, he's my little brother. I was supposed to be even higher, but I'm still in the same class. Although I'm passing, you don't want me to move me. Oh, that day. I still
He
remember
was
that day.
tough. On that class, he was in my class.
Yes.
Every single day he was fighting with the teacher. But the thing is that
Troublemaker.
no, but he wasn't trouble.
Even
like,
him, he
no,
knows, yeah.
because you know what?
No, yes,
one
he
thing
can
that I've
explain.
noticed, like sometimes I remember he was behind, he was doing his test, and then I think you passed, and
I
he
passed.
just, oh, you cheated,
Cheated.
you cheated, and he snapped. And
That's the day now I realized that
Oh,
I'm not
man.
gonna let these people, because first I used to get bullied by students, now the teacher trying to bully me. So then I said, no, you know what, enough is enough. I changed the way I do things, and I took my whole binder and smashed it against the blackboard. And so they called me to the principal, they said I'm suspended. And it's funny that, and I even told the principal, tomorrow I'm going to show up. You're trying to kick me out of this school, you will regret
That's why
it.
he hated school. Yeah.
Yes, and then I showed up. You couldn't do anything because I'm here to study and I know what I can bring. I know how smart I am.
Yeah.
You're not gonna tell me that I'm not a smart kid.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they didn't want me to graduate. Even the day of graduation, they declined me. No joke.
You didn't get your diploma?
I didn't get my diploma, but guess what I did? I waited for summer. I went to summer school to fulfill my grade 12 math. That's the only thing that they didn't want me to have, and even English. And that's why I was able to get my diploma again. And then at the end of the day, guess what? They thought I won't make it to college, university, but look, I'm an IT person now. Fully graduated guy with degrees. Sometimes I say, if you don't fight for everything and you try to always listen to what they tell you, sometimes they're always trying to push you to do something that you don't like.
Yeah, and that's when that's cool. It's, I say it's not for everybody because sometimes we have talent that has nothing to do with school.
100%.
You know what I mean? But the school, it's formed in a system where everything you have to do in your own way. So even when you looking outside of the box, and you still have to follow that path, which is school, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Because that's why some kids are more advanced than the others. There's some kids, they're already in college, university level, but they're in grade 5. Just because that's just the way how gifted we are in so many ways, right?
That's true. They only see one way, but they
That's
don't realize
one way.
people
But the
are
system, they want us to go.
they want the system
They
people to
want
do the
us
same
to follow
thing.
the system, right? But like now, with your experience now that you have for school, right, where they're trying to program you, tell you that you're not good at all, so you can beat that kid to go to the system. You know, to go to university and still looking for that. What is that thing? I don't even like this program.
Yes.
What is this thing? I don't even like this program. And next thing you know, you in your life, you're just running in circles. You're not really using that talent that you have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're able to find that talent because you realize, look, these people trying to make me look down.
Yeah.
Like, this is not who I am. They don't even know what I experienced for me to get here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's great when you say that. For me, I went through the same thing. Coming from Africa, come here, adapt to a whole nother country, learn a new language, and you're trying to adapt to a new culture. You know what I mean? And you're trying to fit into a crowd like that you're so different from, and you have no idea how it's gonna be next day, how it's gonna be next day. For like the first week, I didn't want to go to school because it was so uncomfortable. It was out of my comfort
You were
zone.
just weird.
It was weird.
So
You
weird,
felt
bro.
disconnected from
And you don't know
everybody.
what to tell to your parents. Like it's like, should I say I don't want to be in school? But it's almost you don't have a choice. You're being put there and just there.
and then you thinking like, no man, this is a chance for me to go to school because you looking back home, there's so many kids that wish that would love to be here in my position.
Because the funny, when I went back home, I always wanted to go to school.
Yeah.
But it's just I didn't have the
opportunity.
resource for me to
Yeah.
access to go to opportunities. For me, I always loved going to school.
Yeah.
But when I came here, finally I get to go to school. But then you go to school, you just feel like you don't fit in. You like it's just like
Especially the bullying part for me was very tough, but you know what? I learned to take stand, and I got bullied for only 3 days, man.
And this when you
First
say
day,
you're
I
bullied,
taught him, put him to the.
and when I look back now, because I used to say, no, I never got bullied. Now when I look back now, it's like, okay, I was getting bullied because people were laughing at me.
Yeah.
Pushing
because
you
I was
against the
different, right?
locker.
Every time I say something, people, so I felt I was like kind of like introvert at first because I couldn't be myself.
yeah, because
you don't want to say
introvert,
anything.
You don't want to be
I'm
weird.
quiet.
About
And
them.
then everybody look at me, is he quiet like
Yeah.
that? And then my friends know he's not quiet, but they didn't believe that because around anybody that I don't know, I
you
don't
just wanna
say a
be-
word.
Yeah, you just want to stay quiet, you know?
Because it's the next word that's like, what should I say? Because you thinking you're not even confident.
laugh
It's
at
not your
you.
language.
Yes.
But
Should I
you
say?
sound
And
funny.
for me, I wish I never done that. The reason why it kind of slowed me down.
It did slow me
Yeah,
down.
respect me.
I understand
It
that
did
the
slow me
best
down.
way for you, how do you learn?
You have
to
to
speak,
talk.
you have to communicate, and that's how you get better.
Like the best advice I got from John,
Yeah.
just be you.
Yeah.
You really have to just
Yeah,
be
I
you.
think that's what we need to tell the new generation. Sometimes it's okay to speak.
Yeah.
Just if I speak, I'm going to sound funny, people are going to laugh at me, so let me just remain close. Then you don't even learn, you don't even improve.
And this is why I really wanted to have you guys on this podcast because it's I focus on I use like stuff that I went through to help those people who are just stuck, they can't find their identity, all they're looking for a purpose, all the things to do, or they know their gifts but they don't know how they can put themselves out there. You know what I mean? Now with the technology that we have now, there's so many things that you can do, and with the pandemic that came and forced so many people to go, you know what, I'm gonna go there.
It's a blessing. The
Try.
pandemic was a
Yeah,
blessing.
it's a blessing
was.
for a lot of
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah, here's my quick thoughts on school. School has its pros and cons. It plays like a very important fundamental in our fundamental development. Unfortunately, the con of school is that the system it's outdated.
Yeah, it is.
Right? It
100%
doesn't
it
accommodate
is.
the needs of every one of the students because every one of us learns things differently.
Yes.
Unfortunately, with the way things set up in school, it doesn't really accommodate us, many of us.
Very outdated.
But in terms of my next question, there's a common saying that those that go through like great struggle and great tragedies, they normally come out really strong individuals with like strong disciplines and stuff like that. Right? And also speaking of like you're moving from country to country, it also probably helped you in your flexibility in terms of like being adaptable to whatever situation that you got into. So could you like describe some of the skills or some of the things that you learned from all the tragedies and all the moving that you went through? Any skills that you developed from that?
Like one of them is cooking. You had to know how to cook to survive, to cook food. And there's so many other ones.
Yes, like for me, I would say whenever I used to be an introvert, one of the things I did love doing is drawing.
Yes, drawing.
Yeah, I used to draw a lot. You know, I can just look at somebody's sketch. You know, look.
And I think this is why we're gonna get into that. You love the art, right? The art of pictures.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because I'm a visual person. Because whenever I'm always in a quiet bubble, all I do, I can see somebody just walk by there. You know what? Let me see what I can draw. I just draw, change a couple of things in trees and all that. So it kind of helped me also to.
So that's what you did that most of your spare time.
Yeah,
drawing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of different. Like all my project in school.
Yeah.
When they say you have to do something, I'll do a video out of it.
You always do videos.
Yeah. For me, it was easy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
it was easy for me to actually communicate. Like, so it's almost like because I'm a very shy person.
Yeah.
You know, I was just talking to him there. I'm a very shy person, especially when it comes in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But like the way I used to articulate myself, let's say, oh, you have to do a presentation in front of the TV. So I'll go home, make a small video and stuff.
Of yourself
like that.
doing the
myself,
presentation?
yeah. Then
Instead of going in front of
yeah,
the class.
but I'm gonna be in front of the class, so now I'll be like, okay, now I'm gonna play something.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's
all
nice,
the time.
man, too.
I used to do that all the time. So I find a way to actually like use like whenever like, oh, you have something, I was trying to find a solution. Okay, I know I'm not good at this. What should I do? Do a lot of research. Okay, you know what if I just do a video? You know, so I used to do that a lot. And he mentioned also drawing, like being in class, quiet, feel weird.
Yeah.
I used to just like draw.
Yeah.
And
we are like the same passion.
Yeah,
it was
it
weird.
was
yes.
the same thing. Lions,
yes.
trees.
But what happened is that so I went to Algonquin College. I took architecture. You know, with like you have to draw the building and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man, like what I learned there, because me, I used to just draw because I use my own skill. What I feel was normal. Like, okay, let me draw it like that. But in school, no, you can't do that. You have to do it. Yeah. And for the first time, I felt in art, like drawing something. Yeah, it was like, and then I was like, I don't get it. Like, this is nice. Like, no, man. Yeah, you don't do stuff like that here. When we say you do it like this, you do it like this, you have to make sure you do it like this. But it taught me a lot, like how to actually be disciplined when you do things. Sometimes you kind of have to get out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
And adapt into like other things. You
That's how
know?
you get better.
And that's how you get better and you learn. You know, versus like you just stuck on your own way.
Yeah, even in art class, I remember, I don't know if you guys have done this too. It's a project that when you use clay to create something. It was a project when I drew.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys.
What's that class called?
It was an
it
art.
drama?
It was
Drama?
no, it was an art class. So
Yeah,
we
it's not
had
drama.
they
It's not
had
drama.
everybody molding something out of
Like building houses.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So what I
think
did.
it's what's the class? I had that in high school.
There's nothing too complex. It's just art class.
Yeah, it's like clay being given to you. You do something, and what I did, I made somebody on a horse.
A horse?
Somebody was riding a horse, and the horse was on. And then when
By using your
it was
imagination.
in my imagination, and I did it when the teacher saw it. Guess what she did? She kept it, and it was being shown to everybody. It's like, what kind of a mind does this kid have? My brother did something even incredible, a dog, a husky dog. And when you look at it, because we were taking our time, everyone was doing everything fast and everything. And not just that, at one point also they put us to build a bridge. And at the end of that, the bridge will be tested how strong it is. And we built a bridge according to what we were crossing when we were escaping. And it was a solid bridge and we passed that class. And the kept all our clays and everything. They were being putting on the
Yeah, it's
mirror.
funny.
People were coming
Yes.
past, showing this, made by this. And me, I didn't understand. I was like, why are they kept mine? And I also did a dragon. It's like, how can this guy do this out of clay? And I still remember back in Zambia, the point that we used to play with clay, making cars, even cars drivable with clay, with a big wire. You can actually, and that
There's
was
so many creativity.
it was.
Because you like all our art made it like in school.
Yes.
Like in elementary school, my work was there.
Yeah, even a radio. I actually made a radio.
Out of wood.
Yeah, like out of wood. It was in science class. They said pick anything, just create anything. Okay, so I was in class because me, I knew how to make a radio back in Zambia.
Out of wood.
Like take wood, take some nails. Like I was just doing
Yeah,
some.
you can actually get signal.
Yeah, people can actually. What is this?
I'm not surprised because I know how in Africa
Yeah.
we create things
Yeah,
out of nothing.
And people were shocked. So at the end of the day, he did it.
Yeah,
and
they
then
put
he
it
took
here.
an
It's a
antenna.
radio,
He
like-
attached to a wire,
Yeah,
and
it's just
people could hear people
And
talking.
you can hear people talking, and it's like, how did you? Because
Yeah.
back home you have nothing to do.
Yeah.
You go out and they just create something out of nothing.
And then this goes back to what I was saying earlier of before we started, right? Which people now, they're not using their imagination.
Yeah.
They're using what they see on social
Yeah,
media, right?
They just copy and they follow.
So
Yeah.
now, like when you look back home, when we able to create all these things that you guys mentioning, it's because there's no TV. There's nothing.
That's true, yes.
We're using everything that we
Yeah.
in
Exactly.
here. We use imagination. What if I put a horse into this?
Yeah.
What if I create a radio into words? You know, what if? And they actually, okay, let me try and see, because you never see it. You
Exactly.
it's just here.
Yes, exactly.
Right? That's how we actually were able. That's how everybody has a gift. If you focus on yourself and you take that time, right, and use this and get to know yourself, you're able to know
Exactly.
who you
Well
are,
said.
what I really want to do, what's my gift, you know, what I enjoy doing it. I want to do this more, you know what I mean? And when we get here, we kind of get lost because you kind of have to adapt to a culture, right? But one thing that we can forget is our background, where we come from,
Exactly.
who we are.
Yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
yeah.
And I got lost in the minute when I was trying to fit in. I was like, I have to be like them for me to fit in.
I know we all.
But when I realized that, no, that can never be me. I will never be myself if I be like them. You know what I mean? And it took me a long time, because when I finished high school, going to college, guess what? I didn't know who I was, because I just started to figure out. Oh, this is how things are. I started to see, because when you finish high school, you see reality.
Yeah.
It's starting to get real.
Yeah.
You on your own.
And,
now.
and people display it too.
It's like it's your choice now. What programs? Like when you're high school, they tell you have to go in this class. You have to go in this class.
Yeah.
Now after high school,
have
it's
to-
on you. You have to make choices. Now it gets real. Okay, now if you don't know yourself, what are you gonna do? What program you gonna take? I took business management, but that's not what I wanted to
Yeah.
do. I
You
always
have no
wanted to do
choice.
electrician.
Yeah.
I wanted to do electricity, but because the program, the electricity was full, instead of me just taking my time and not rush, guess what? I want to play basketball. Look, let me go to school. Oh, my friend says taking let's take this one, because he wanted to do
So
that.
you follow him.
I follow him.
But that's not actually your passion.
That's
Because,
not my
let me tell you,
passion.
I dropped out of school like in 3 times. I tried architecture, didn't go so well. I dropped out. Business and me, I dropped out. Like I think it was a 3 program. And then I said to myself, let me just go back to school doing something that I love to do. So I took multimedia, interactive media in Algonquin College. And when I took that, it's almost like I was well put. I did well, and I was able to actually finish like 3 years. I got that done. You know, sometimes it's almost like we feel like you know what? There's nothing in the media. There's nothing there. Oh, why you want to be a chef? You know, like you be a doctor, be a lawyer. You know, train university. It's like, but sometimes, man, you just gotta take something that you love to do.
Because a lot of people do this, right? What do you think I should do? You think I should take this? What do you think of this?
And you don't
program?
even know what you're
What
gonna
are you
do.
asking
Yeah.
to kind of get a reaction from people? So to kind of like they're accepting what you're choosing to accept for you, right? Because you want to do this, but you're not sure. You want to go ask. Why don't you do what your heart's telling you to do. I
Yeah,
really like
exactly.
this. Like, imagine if you took that first, you wouldn't waste those 2 years. You know what I mean? So what you ended up taking?
I mean, I finance.
Finance.
Yeah, accounting.
You stuck with that?
No, I finished, got my degree.
You got a degree in
Yeah,
finance.
yeah.
But after finance,
No, the first thing first, I did exactly the same. I took architecture. I did that.
We
It
dropped
was a
out
free.
sometimes. Dude,
Yeah,
we dropped
this
out
was
like, no,
we
it's too
took
much.
it.
always together.
Yeah, we're always together. Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
time, discipline. Because me, I was good in numbers. Like I like
So
numbers,
you guys
finance.
follow that,
Yes,
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I always wanted to do. I'm like, okay, maybe I know how to draw. Let me try.
Yeah.
So we tried,
Yeah.
but it was just busy, discipline. I'm like, I don't want to do
Yeah,
that.
because
Then after I just
for
went.
me it was weird. I'm like, I'm good at, but that's what I feel like. It built me because it's almost like, here am I, like I know how to draw. I'm too
Yeah, I thought it's gonna be easy.
You know, it's this
but
too easy for me.
Discipline.
But
like
when I was
24/7.
there, like people don't get it. The discipline.
Yeah.
It's almost like when they say you have to draw two.
One line can take you the entire day.
Yeah.
Just to have it perfect,
Yeah,
you know.
so, like,
you have the measurement has to be accurate. If
That
you
was
miss
like, I
that
don't
one
have
line,
to-
the entire design is
It's
you have to be totally rubbish.
Yeah. And then I'm like, why am I
For me,
here?
I went directly in IT. I was into technical guy anyway because I used to even build PCs before I even take the class. I used to fix computers, so that's why I was like, okay.
so
this
you
is
were
what I
just
do.
doing that on your own, or
my
you
own,
went to
my
join someone?
own. It was me and my
Literally
brother.
took my dad PC.
So
destroyed
can you
it.
imagine? Yeah, that's how I started.
That's how he learned.
That's how I learned. I took my dad, the whole computer, I destroyed it. And again, I bought another one, destroyed. Me and my brother was like, let's try to see how we can fix this. So can you imagine? You remove everything, now you're trying to put it back.
Oh my gosh. And I
So
think
that's how I taught
it's
myself.
like when I look at mechanics, right? You know when you go like you try to fix something in your car. So I remember one time I went and took my car and they I think they were changing the engine and they took everything.
Yes.
Yes.
But in my head, yo, how are you gonna be able to put it back everything together? You know what I mean? Like literally pieces to pieces. The whole car is naked. You know what I mean?
Not
In
trying
my
to put
head,
it back in.
he said, "Don't worry, that's the hardest thing." He said.
Yeah.
No, he said that's the easiest thing. To put it back is the hardest, but it's easy because I just have to remember every piece,
Oh wow.
every step.
Yeah, it's all here.
So when you take it out, you just have to remember where you're putting
Yeah.
this piece for this section. Every section have their own piece.
That's,
You know
what,
what I mean?
that's what I did with the computer. I put it there, and then now we started putting it. We turn it on, and I remember when we succeeded at one time, so we were very happy. It's like, oh, we actually did it. And then that's how I got into IT, and I finished, no problem. I helped a lot of people, and during that education, my study, I used to do even a little bit coding and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I finished it. I was like, okay, that's what I want to do, but to be honest with you, like I told you before, I really love school and for me.
Yeah.
And when did you realize you don't need school?
I had many experiences myself because I remember the first thing I started was looking into fashion.
Guys, I'm gonna step aside. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I
it's
gotta
okay.
go. Yeah. Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you,
sure
man.
I'm gonna watch the podcast. Yeah, take it easy, guys. I'll see you guys soon.
Yeah.
Let me just.
More space for me. Oh man.
Please, keep talking. I wish I can connect.
Yes. Yeah, so what I realized that when I remember the school end for me is because also, you know, for example, with the parents, they always want your kids to succeed in school, right?
Yeah.
So that's what the whole reason also I did that. At least I had my degree and I know that I can. And then I start looking for jobs, right? That's another impact that hits me also when I start looking for jobs in my field that I finished. And I realized that I wasn't going nowhere. Then I was like, oh, so this is tough than I thought. No one wants to hire me. It was just reject upon reject, telling me you don't have no experience. I was like, I just graduated. Give me this chance for me to at least start with you guys to build my more experience.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know
Because they
what?
asked for previous experience. Right?
Exactly. So then I realized, you know what? I think I have my ways where I want to go, man. And then I started looking into fashion because I've always been a fashion person in my head. I love to dress. And then I was like, is that for me? So,
already know, eh?
and then I remember one day I just sat down, I took a needle, I started sewing a bow tie. That's how I started in my fashion. Handmade bow tie. And I was putting everything together and started going, and I said, then out of the blue, I threw it in the garbage again. And I kept going forward, keep looking for jobs and this and that. It was tough. And I said, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. And I remember I said, you know what?
But you knew you were gonna figure it out.
But I know how to figure it out. So at the end of the day, I said, I need money to start. I started doing mopping.
Cleaning. A lot of us do that.
Exactly.
I did a cleaning job too.
And I used to work like, the stadium when it used to be Corral Center. One of those days, I used to go at night, picking out the beer, coming home so exhausted. And then at one point, you feel ashamed, right? But then I realized money is money.
Yes, sir. Money's
I don't care what I do.
Yeah.
And that's what it kicked me. And I was like, you know what? I know people are laughing at me. I have a degree, but I'm mopping and so ever. Then I remember I got a job at Canadian Tire. And I was like, can you imagine? These are the stuff I didn't even do at school, but I'm working as Canadian Tire. Yeah. Mechanic also, I did mechanic.
Even there's some people who do even more.
Yeah.
Universities and stuff like that.
Exactly.
You see them doing a worse job.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I remember even him. He joined me in Canadian Tire.
Yeah, I joined me.
Yeah. Me and my big brother also.
Somebody who did 4 years of university college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just how it is.
Yes.
That's when you have.
That's
to,
when he hates you. You're like,
Yeah.
I went to school, I have my degree, but now I'm stuck doing this. Like, what's going on?
because after you finish, it's not easy to go and find a job.
Yeah, and the worst part that hit me also the most is when after Canadian Tire, my education is done, I got a job in finance. And I became good at it. And I was,
But you know one thing, it's good that you said like your background, finding your job, because a lot of people would just think that's just gonna be their life for the rest of the
yes.
Yeah, because me, I live with one code. Every 3 to 4 years, I want to acquire another
Something
skill.
else.
So I'm always like that.
Yeah.
Like me, after 4 years, I'm like,
I
you know
can't
what?
do it anymore.
I can't do it. Like, let me find another thing.
I don't know why we like that, because I think our head, the way it works is so
You guys not comfortable.
we cannot,
I'm
we're
not
not comfortable.
You never get
because-
comfortable.
Yeah, you know when you hit
It has to do with like not settling.
Yes.
You guys don't want to just settle.
No.
Yes, and I don't even, like, for example, I still remember like every 4 years, I just feel my body saying, you can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I know it's boring. It's
It's
the
not
same
for
thing.
you,
It
it's the
becomes
same
repetitive.
thing.
You need to change.
And I said, I need to change.
Yeah.
I don't care what it takes, I need to get
That's
out.
what people are afraid to
Exactly,
change.
and the worst part about me,
Afraid to take that risk.
Yes.
exactly,
You gotta
the
take
worst
it.
part about me, I was even able to change from good job that for first to go do another mopping, housekeeping.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was with me, because I say, I can't be doing something, the same thing, repetitive. I got to even a point where I used to do even Uber.
Wow.
I did it all because at the end of the day, and I still remember one day when I left, I was still in Ghana, I left for South Africa. And I still remember I started seeing these guys start doing small videos.
Yeah.
I was in South
Because like it was crazy the way it happened. Because what happened is that when I started my company,
Yes.
and I was just like, okay, so pretty much I can make money. Because first I used to do it because I love it.
You love videos.
For me, it was
Back
not.
in high
It was
school.
not. But like, I don't care about the money. Like when people they say like, "Oh, you love your business," I say like, "I'm in this business because I gotta pay the bills.
Yes.
I have a family, you know." But when I used to do it, I got hired, and then they pay me, and then I start doing calculation. Wait a minute. So you're trying to tell me if I put more work, I can actually get this X amount of money? So it's pretty much like more than the job itself. And guess what I did? And that was actually before I actually ended up going back to things that I love to do. I said, okay, I'm not going back to school. I'm just going to focus on my business. So I focused on my business for 2 years. And I was talking to my mom on the phone. Like, Mom, I don't need school. Look, I'm making this amount of money and stuff like that. My mom is like, no, don't forget where you came from. You know, here you have education. And when you have kids, like sometimes you want to make sure, like, you know what? Even though you don't like it, but you have to try. You know, it's just like, yeah. So I'm like, no, I don't need it. And I told my mom, okay, Mom, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to pause everything that I'm doing for 3 years. I'm going to go and get that degree. And then after that, I'll show you my diploma. And then so I can just go back and, you know. But one thing that for sure, like that touched me a lot is like when my mom told me to go back to school, it's almost like she knows what she was talking about, you know. So me going back to school, I finished school, I did did my internship, and I was able to actually get a job as a web development. And so when I got that job, I'm like, okay, it's very secure, good salary and stuff like that. And I'm like, at the same time, I can also focus on my business. And then after like 3 years, lockdown happened, the pandemic happened. Wow. And then I called my mom like, imagine I would have just put so much energy in my business and I say I don't need school. And then lockdown.
It's funny though.
So I would have found myself that, like, and imagine I have a house to pay, I have a mortgage, pretty much I would have found myself in financial hardship. And I'm like, at least I had a secure job. Even in the pandemic, I was able to actually telework and still get that salary.
Yeah, and it's funny, I can even go back and to just say link the story and how Nyce Image Productions started. And I'm sure a lot of people always want to know. Yeah. And I still remember I was in South Africa doing my thing. I was going through some few things, my personal life and stuff like that. I left Canada to South Africa again, right? Because I was doing some issues there. And I remember him calling me, and I believe you put Chris.
Yes,
also.
so we have different skill sets.
Skill set.
Like, Chris,
how
you
come
do
we come
photos.
together?
I do video. You know how to
And the
manage
worst
website.
part is,
You thought of that?
yeah, no, the worst part about it, because I used to do photo and I did his photo, his wedding photo. That's how bizarre it is. And I left for South Africa. And him is like, we have different skill sets. Come together, let's put this and let's get going.
No, but that's all because when you saw these little videos.
And it's not because he called me. It's like, we can start a business out of this. And I said, what do you mean?
So you had the vision.
He had the vision.
Because the reason
He
why
bought a small crop camera. I remember it was
was the Nikon
Nikon 7200. He was doing like la SAP.
Nice.
Sapelogy, they started a little crazy video.
Just like fun.
It's special effect.
Yes.
And me, I was in South Africa. And when I came back, I sat down and I see him and Nick Chris. They did their first event. Can you imagine in Ottawa, they went all the way to Cornwall to go shoot a wedding. And it was not black wedding, it was Quebecois wedding.
French people.
And they went there, and when they came back, I saw the picture they took, and they only took it was for $150.
$150, man.
For how long?
Get a hassle.
The whole day.
All day.
Wedding all day.
$150. You gotta start
And,
somewhere.
and then he came to me, he's like, I got paid $150 for doing this.
Could you imagine?
We were
That's
so
when you
happy.
know, okay, this is translated to so many people, right?
Yes.
That's when you knew it was a confirmation that that's a business.
That's
It's
the
a business.
Like when you
Yeah.
receive that
He was
confirmation, it's
so
like,
happy.
yeah.
It's like, even if I made $150, we're gonna split 50.
Split, yeah.
Even that was not part of it. And I said, brother, you know what? I'm going to the store. He's like, why? I'm going to get myself a camera. Bro, my first camera I got was the big camera, the Canon 5D Mark III.
At that time was expensive.
Straight on the bottom. And I said, brothers, I am bringing you a beast. And I won't lie to you.
And then this goes back to what we're talking about, jumping in,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Right away.
I'm always like,
And this is just playing
Yes.
his personality.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because he saw it. What? You guys
Yes.
made 150?
Yes.
You know
Let
what,
me
guys?
jump in.
Let's
And
go.
the
Let's
worst
do
part
it.
about this, before even Nyce Image, this guy went into ACN.
Because I was like, yeah.
He was always diving into
I
things.
always,
He
like,
put me
try
on
different
ACN.
things.
I lost so much money. I said, brother, I'm out.
Yeah, I did
And
that.
I-
I did
Yes,
that.
yes,
I did that too.
But
Yes.
what-
And then
it taught me
something.
Like it's almost like there was a guy who used to say you have to work hard on yourself.
Yes.
You have to, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it messed
And
with my
then,
mind.
because I'll be honest, I used to say, man, this kid is dumb. How can
Yeah.
he come up with something like that?
Like I tried
And then I
to
said, you know
start.
what? I know I'm a big brother, but let me see what this kid is hurting.
Yeah.
And then he opened up and I said, you know what? I brought the camera and I said, let me study this camera. I study. It was so hurt. It was a headache and I gave it to him too. So we can, I
Figure
learned
out.
something,
Figure
we
it out.
figured it out.
Yeah.
So he was doing it. And then we start studying the camera. We didn't sleep.
Until you figure it
I'm
out.
telling you. And
I like it
we
took me-
never slept.
I think like
we writing down
Yeah.
how to do this, and then I said, take this, go do a video, and then Chris also got a nice camera,
Oh, he invested in the camera.
yeah, you
Yes,
listen to
man.
a camera.
and then also he switched to a better camera. we started playing with cameras, doing video for ourselves. I still remember when we did the last Sam video and we see the quality, and then we said, let's try. We start taking picture. And he said, can you design a logo since you're good at that? I still remember that cheap logo I designed. A very quick cheap logo.
It's crazy.
I made it, then we started. 150 to 200. It started going up.
Because people don't see the start, they always see like the end result. Yeah, it's crazy. Like sometimes, like when I'm actually in this space, sometimes I feel like I want to cry.
Yes.
As a
creator.
And he was so creative in a way that I used to say, I used to think this kid is dumb. I used to say that. Honestly.
You see, like there's always saying.
Big brother always say, I don't know if I will ever learn things from this kid, right?
It's how you finish.
And then the thing he used to
is that this gets down, man.
I'll be honest with you.
Not knowing your vision.
Yes, the thing he
doesn't see the
the twins, they were known as the twin photographers. That's what they used to call them. They never knew I exist. So what I did, I sat with him because this is what he started doing. He was buying heavy equipment, and he's like, I'm going to put you on this equipment. And I said, but I don't even know how to use this thing. He's like, no.
Even though he didn't even know how to use it.
Exactly.
But he was willing to go
So
get
that's
it.
what, it's very amazing how it happened. He started putting me on heavy equipment that I hated it. It was heavy. He's like, no, you're a bit stronger person. You can study it, do it. And then I remember the first wedding we did. I remember myself mounting the whole thing on the camera and everything. And when we got home, and he was like, brother, how the heck did you manage how to use this freaking equipment? So, creative, we do video, we give it to him. He created the most, something like I've never seen. I was like, how the heck do you think like that? How do you come up with things like that? So he was
doing the editing.
He was doing the editing.
I see the editing.
He used to put everything together, and I said, he's not dumb after all, this kid.
Yeah, because all the clips he had up and make a whole video.
I'll work on it.
And it was crazy the things that, and because of his editing, brought customers to us.
Yeah, that's true.
Because back then we still used to do few video, but he brought what people used to see in Europe here. And we were able to change the black community.
Yeah, a lot of people, let me tell you something. Before, like when it comes to event wedding, like I showcase the black people, like we like pretty much we brought that here in Ottawa.
Yeah,
you know?
because it's funny you say that, and it brings back when we met for appointment. The meeting to do a video for my wedding. Right? Because when we sat down, we already had someone in mind, but that person couldn't see my vision.
Oh, I see what you mean.
What I wanted. Remember when we sat down at
it was in Algonquin College Park. I still remember. That was like 5 years ago.
No, we met at Saint Laurent at what is that called? A coffee place?
Oh yes,
Starbucks,
yes.
At Saint Laurent. We sat there at the table.
Yes.
And I was telling you, and you already knew.
Yeah, because I
just knew the vision. So you were like, you want something cinematic, because I was trying to tell you, because I want something that my family can see. I don't want the whole wedding where people just do, you know, I wanted to just take the key moments and was cinematic and create that. And I was trying to explain it like that. Now I know how to put it in a short form. But I was trying to explain to you. But at that time, my English wasn't as best as now. And you knew.
Well, that's it. Let me tell you something. Yeah, I'm like this.
He was like this.
Yeah. Whenever I meet someone, okay, because it's funny, I had a client who I did a Zoom call. They want me to do a music video.
Yeah.
Okay. She sent me the music video, and then we start having a conversation. And then she's like, I don't know like how to say it, and I just went like 5 elements. Do you want this and this and this and this X? I don't know, something you can just tell when you look at someone.
That's how he was creative, and then because of him. And then I remember one day he woke up, I wanted to do a website.
But it took time for you to kind of trust or believe or have faith.
Well, because you want to know why I said?
Because there was someone that was just trying anything.
Exactly. Not just that. I realized that in this business, it would need a lot of hands, and I need to adapt to it. And I remember one day again, he woke up, I want you to do a website. I didn't even have no skills to do websites. He said, I'm going to put you, do this. And I still remember my dad used to
But how did you just believe in he could do
IT. He took
IT.
IT.
So he was
Yeah.
doing,
Yes.
and he also knew
Even
that I was a technical
Yeah,
guy.
he's a technical guy.
And I do many things.
The thing about this, he has a skill set. This guy, you can give him something, and he will make it happen. I'm not even joking. You see, like the thing that you say, yeah, he did it. Like I can literally say, like,
Yes.
let's go shopping, and we're gonna take this and this. Can you do something like that? Let me think about it. Let's see. Yes, I can.
It's because
Yes.
of
Yeah,
him.
he has that skill set.
Can you imagine it?
He can adapt to
Yeah,
anything.
it's because of him I'm able to do graphic design.
Yes.
I'm able to do
Yes,
logos.
yes.
I've improved in all the aspects now. I know how to do even now everything. Even now when it's come to video movement. Because he trusts me only. Because whenever we split, I go partner with somebody else to do 2 weddings. Oh, we cry, man. Because me, I always say
Not
this.
the same.
It's not the same. I always feel at ease
When they're around.
when it's here. For video especially. When
Because you know he'll figure out.
Exactly.
Any
Especially,
question that you have, you
exactly. Because even though I don't know much of the settings, because I learned by going to, right? Now I am able to take a camera to do the settings. Even though I know most, because it's just sometimes I used to be lazy, I'll be honest. Sometimes you don't, like, you're just lazy. It kicks in.
He doesn't want to learn.
I just don't want to learn.
They have to be known.
And then I
It's-
realized how serious it was. I said, you know what?
Business.
We're in business. And I say, even though I'm a
makes
big brother,
Each one of
we're gonna
them
be
life
as a
easier.
team.
it does, yeah.
That's what most people don't understand. That is how can you, all 3 of you guys became so good at, you work together.
But they don't know what we
But
went
we don't
through.
know what
Look at this.
we
Look at
went
this. John did my documentary little clip video. You did my website.
Yes.
Chris did my photo shoot.
Yes.
for the merch. That's crazy.
Yes,
That's
yes.
a whole team right
Yeah,
there.
That's the whole
yes,
thing.
the full package.
And that's why I always say to everybody who wants to do this, it's not because you see me doing it, you can do it. It doesn't work like that.
I think you can
You
have.
have to sit and see what you're good at. Because a lot of people thinking, oh, let me dive into the business, I'll make money fast.
You could. Yeah, that's the thing. Cause think about it. We start doing wedding. We did it like for 3 years, and then we changed. We start doing a couple of like. Cause I want to challenge myself in different, like other video, like music
video.
film.
But
so
can you,
now it's pretty much like I'm working on film. Like, I'm
Exactly.
doing another film again in September. Like someone actually hired me as a DP because I like being put in a place where it's not comfortable, so I can actually find my way out and how I can adapt that. And I like challenging myself. We start 3 years in wedding.
60 weddings a year.
Yeah, yes, yeah. It was tough. It was like, let me tell you, I had no life. That's
No
what
life.
I said. I was happy
COVID
when
hit.
COVID.
For me, it's a
happened.
blessing,
because
honestly.
I get to spend time with my family.
Yes.
And I get to actually like just pause because imagine, yeah,
And be more creative.
yeah, I mean like Friday, Saturday, Sunday wedding. Friday, Saturday, it's like it's almost like your summer just gone just like that. I wasn't happy, and then when it's like October, November, December, editing.
It's only
Editing. Like
last
I
year
was
in
not
March.
happy.
Yeah, it's last
It
year.
was too much.
Yeah, last year in March, that's when I became I said, I can't do this. Even him, he used to do. I remember last time we did almost 70 weddings that year. We were behind.
We were so behind.
And it was heck. We couldn't sleep. And I'm telling him, because what we did, we
wanna
decided to
split.
split now. I was doing preparation ceremony, he does a reception, close. And that's how we became. We start splitting, doing quick. And at one point, I couldn't take it.
This guy is like, you know what?
I say, no,
I'm not doing
find
this.
somebody to pay, let them do it.
So what I did, I taught my wife how to edit. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, you know what? I know I know it's not going to be tough because we have clients. They're waiting for their wedding, especially when December comes. It's holidays. Where's my video? Where's my video?
I want to watch it with
What's
my
going
family.
on? I want to watch it with my family. So like November, it was very stressful. I talked to my wife. I said, okay, listen, and because even her, she used to actually, she's an artist, so she used to make small videos.
She told us.
Yeah, well, she was young. She showed me a couple of documentaries she did when she was young. So I say like, I know this is your field, and
But in the beginning, you didn't want to get her involved in the business.
yeah, because she was busy too with school, work, and stuff like that. She was very busy too. And I talked to him, like he said, I know you used to do this. Are you open to start like doing editing so you can actually help me out? She said, yes, I'm open for it. And I'm like, okay, I'll show you how to do it. And then I show her how to do it. But now it's so much like she pretty much does my editing.
Yes.
Yeah, she's good.
Full experience.
She enjoys doing that.
She enjoys. She love it.
And I was
It's so
happy.
much easier because someone like Ricardo, right? Like we know, we just had him on the podcast, and he was telling us how he don't understand how people hate editing.
Yeah, that's me. I
But-
hate it now.
Yeah, and it's that same for me, right? Like when it comes to editing, it's just
No, because the things that me, I used to love edit, but now it's almost like I don't like.
I can
it
tell you
as
the
much.
vision that I want. I
Yeah.
can tell you a vision of a video that we make of an editing, how I want the editing to be. But when it comes to actually do it, I don't want to do it
Yeah,
myself.
it's
Yeah,
tough.
because
Yeah.
it's
tough.
funny, you know, it's something I want to also say how I even doing too much weddings also. That's how also my clothing collection came in. So I used to do too much weddings. I used to see how grooms are dressed on a wedding day. I say, no, if your bride looks so great. And then my fashion, my tailing kicked in again. I said, I remember I did a bow tie. And I started doing again more bow tie. I said, you know what? How about let me try to customize a suit for somebody? Let me do it for myself and see how it goes. I dived in because they used to tell me, you're good in clothing. Why don't you go for it? Try it and this and this and that. And I gave it a shot. I jumped in, but I did lost a lot of money. It's okay.
Every
And,
business.
Because you weren't afraid.
and because remember,
thing,
we used to listen to many motivation stuff and that it's okay to lose money, it's okay. That's what made us where we are right now. We understand, we take risk. I lose, I win, I win. And that's why a lot of people think that, oh, Nyce Image. Some people maybe might be say, oh, they
You guys,
voodoo
yeah,
and
you
stuff like
started,
that. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because
people
of the
think-
clients that you guys
exactly.
always-
And
yeah,
other
always
people
pack
used to
forward.
even tell us, how about you share clients?
No.
And I said,
It doesn't
I
work
mean,
like
that's
that.
what you have to go and build.
you gotta
your own
build
platform.
your own platform.
Yeah, me like saying like, okay, I'm gonna send you to you and you do a crappy job. It's gonna
Exactly.
Look bad on me.
You have to let your work speak for
Yeah.
itself.
We worked hard, like you guys can never imagine. Sometimes we could be sleeping, we wake up at the same time, we call each
Because
other. We say,
sometimes-
guys, I
you know
just
how
found
you
an
say
idea.
we work hard.
Yes.
Your work will speak for you.
It will.
When people watch my wedding, who did you wed?
Yeah, and
That's
that-
the first.
and
That's
that
the
was
first
like,
question.
That was like how many,
Yeah.
5 years ago?
Yeah,
No, it's
who
been a
did you
while.
wed?
Yes, yes,
And at that time, you guys were working fast.
yes, yes,
So fast.
yes.
And maybe it's the time when you guys figure out how to divide the work.
Yeah.
Yes, we start going now because we used to go out there and shoot so much
Then
clips.
you're home, then
You're
it's like-
home, you're trying to find the good clips and put together. That's what was
What am I
slowing us
doing?
down. And we sat down, what are we doing wrong? And Chris there used to take almost 4,000 pictures.
Then he has to go home and edit.
Because he loves the
Yeah,
No, but then he realized that, brother,
You have to work
wasting
smart.
my time.
Yeah, you have to work smart.
We have to work smart. Guys, you gotta understand, even if we used to read books, we gotta work hard and stuff like that. People don't understand it's the truth.
Yes.
You really need to work. A business person does not sleep. And that's a fact, guys. I'm serious.
Yes.
Because your head does not function as the
So
same
you're
way.
thinking like, what's
Exactly.
going on? Okay, you know what? The pandemic
Yes.
happened. What should I do? Should I start a live stream?
Even
You know, it's
buying
like
this,
you keep thinking.
Even buying this, we came together. And I still remember first we saw the first place, he wanted to go ahead with it. Because now that I'm into business, I say, no, bro, let's not do that. We're going to waste so much money. And when we got this space, we got it for a good deal. Even though it was expensive, we said, guys, we have no more weddings. We don't know what the future holds, right? Should we risk it and put all the money into this building and renovate it? We thought about it first. We were nervous. Literally, we were nervous.
Everything was
Yeah.
stopped.
Everything
Because you
stopped.
bought during the pandemic.
Everything stopped. And the funny thing, you gotta understand.
And no one wanted to meet us too
Yeah.
with mask on and stuff like that. And some other rejected us. They're saying, oh, we don't know, with the pandemic, there could be another lockdown. We don't think you guys can make the money.
And that's what you guys don't understand. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Getting a place, a commercial place, like being black, it's not easy. Like literally, I showed them my paper. This is how much I make last year.
This.
And it's almost that they'll make an excuse. Oh, you know what? Like maybe something might happen. Your business may not survive.
We pull a lady
Even having a regular job.
Yeah. So we have to change the way to communicate.
Yeah, I mean, what's
And
going on?
I said maybe let us not go. Find somebody who can represent.
Yes,
us.
and we did that.
That's what he did. Yes, and so we took it, and the first thing we did, let's renovate the whole thing.
The whole thing.
The whole
So you guys
thing.
break everything.
Everything. There was roof. We removed everything.
So now we just gotta. This is still like the plan.
That one
A.
still needs to be fixed because
Yeah.
even this, I went to shop. I said, guys, I have a vision. Let's make it this way. Let's make it this way. And sometimes we can be. I wake up, he comes. Let's change this wall.
And then we up like that.
Just like that, we go shop. I come, I put, boom. And I remember last time I came, I was by myself. And I was nervous, I could hear noise here. I was like, man, nobody's here. Everything.
Everything, yeah. Everything.
So this one I did on
So you
the
guys
floor.
just come and help out.
Yeah, we go.
So
help
they
out.
give idea and I designed this on the floor, measurement, make sure it's straight, then I start putting it on the wall.
And then, that one I helped.
Yeah, he helped. Even this one you helped.
Yeah.
But this one I like the way he did it. We want is like, brother, you're gonna need it. How about we make it easy? This. And I come here, I start designing cutting.
Yeah.
That's why your story, Martin, so powerful.
Yes.
Because when you think about it, I remember we were talking when you were doing my website, and I was like, so what do you do? And you're like, man, let me see, I do a lot. I do a lot. And he's like, okay, let me start mentioning. I own collection, clothing, suits. I'm an IT guy. I'm a mechanic. I was like, wait, you fix cars too? You know what I mean? There's so much that you do.
That's sometimes
and what I wanted to say about that, guess if you believe what the teacher was telling you,
Exactly.
trying to put you down, trying to tell you no,
That's
you're
what I'm
not-
telling you.
You can't do this.
You can't do
You can't do this. You're not smart enough. You're older than your brothers. Look at you. You're still in the same grade with your brothers.
Yes.
Or same class with your brothers.
Same class.
Because if you have a weak mentality, you believe that anything that people tell
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always say that.
and Toro said, because of your experience that you had going through so many difficulties, going to so many countries, being 7 years refugee, you know what I mean, made you so tough here.
Exactly.
Yes.
You guys can go anywhere. You
it
guys
gave
will
you mind.
Exactly. But
survive.
why
Keep
know
in
why
mind.
we never panic when things are going wrong? Because we have seen worse.
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
It
You
built
guys
that
seen
mindset.
worse.
Yes.
We never
Yes.
panic when things
Yes.
are going wrong.
One thing that motivates me until this day, because when people look at me and it's like I do the Sleepless Grandma, they think it's just a hashtag. They think I'm just trying to sell clothing. When I tell them, no, this is really my lifestyle.
Yes.
This is what I do. Because you guys don't know where I come from.
Yeah.
Because what I have here, it's better.
Yes.
Yes.
Better.
It's better.
Exactly.
When you guys drink water, I used to drink dirty water just so I can not feel thirsty.
So, yes.
It's true because me, sometimes I hear a lot of comment people telling me, you guys motivate us a lot. Sometimes I don't even see what I'm doing to motivate.
Yeah, because the guy.
Because
Yes.
it's normal. It's normal for us
Yes.
because
For us, it's almost like we live our life like pretty much you have to work hard to get what you want to get. That's pretty much what it is. Other people like they want to relax and expect things to happen to them. For us, we don't live by that code.
and they be jealous of you
Yes.
when you get it,
Yes.
not knowing that you had to work.
Yes.
Because when you work hard, opportunity comes your
comes
way.
to you.
Yeah, because even when I started this business, I realized the true reality of life. I don't have friends.
That's how it's gonna be, lonely. That's why people
Because-
say, when we say it's not easy, if
Yeah,
it's
it's not
easy,
easy.
everybody would
It's
do
not
it.
easy because-
right?
Because the reason I said is even when I started this business, I thought everyone that I call friends were friends.
But sometimes they are not.
But
They are pretending to be your friend.
But sometimes they are there pretending to be your friends. So me being in this business, I realized my only friends that I have are my partners. That's what I understood now in life. Because me, I thought I was doing this because by my goal here, even everything that I do is to try to show to all the black people out there.
Everything's possible. Like I'm not even.
We can do
Yeah,
it.
me.
If we come together, we can come up with something that we call black excellence.
Like, it's
must
almost
have-
like
And you preach that a lot.
yes,
Yes.
It's almost as if like if you have an idea, like because what I don't like is someone trying to use the color skin as an
Yes.
excuse, not being where
Because,
they
for
are.
example,
like
yes.
for example, like I get on some story, like which like yeah, it's normal, but just because you're black, it doesn't mean like you cannot get this, you cannot get that. Like think about it. It's like I came here when I was like 13 or 14. I didn't know anything. You know, there's people who are actually born here. They're black, like they know this country. But us, when we came here, we came as lion. We want to take over. You know, it's almost like, oh, we're in Canada, we have to work hard. We have to get that. Like I don't care. Even though I sound funny, even though I sound funny, I'm gonna get it.
It's this the thing that I said earlier. Think about how much people wouldn't get the chance that you guys did to come here.
Yes.
Even when you approach me, remember when you approach me, you're saying, I ask a simple question, do you have a website going? And I see how hard of a black man you work hard. And I said, this guy is just doing this to support. How about let me help him with his website in one day, start selling already, why wait? That's why I believe in that said. And he didn't believe me when I told him that.
Yeah, you like
Because I know how black people are.
Yes.
It's hard to trust.
Yes.
And we as black people,
Yes.
that's why we don't support so many black
but
businesses.
That's what I gave you confidence, I said.
Yeah.
To prove that I'm serious, don't pay me.
Yeah, don't pay me until I get the job done. Yeah.
So he goes to bed, he wakes up, his website is up and running. Not just that, it reminds me also of another black guy I met at a wedding. He was sitting doing his website. I looked. I see that you're struggling doing your website. Let me finish that for you. He didn't believe me. He said, oh, you do website? Yes, I do. A lot of people look at me as if I'm lying.
Yeah.
he's a joke.
He's a joker, yeah.
He goes to bed, he wakes up, and it's the testimony he's sharing in his entire church every day. He's now saying that, guys,
Until this day.
God works in a mysterious way. And he always say, I met this guy and never believed that he could do what he did for me.
You are an
And-
angel.
Yeah, and guess what? Because of my website, he went back home to build his business again. He has one here, now he's building one in Africa. Wow. And he's like, guys, I don't understand how I can thank this guy, but he changed my life. And I said, at the end of the day, me, when I look at somebody, I said, this guy needs help. Let me help. But a lot of people don't want to receive that help. You are open to help, but they don't want to receive it. So what can you do? You just let it go. That's what
You don't
Yes.
force. You don't.
I don't
force
force
people.
people. Because
They're not willing.
my
to
goal is for us to come to a point that whatever noise is happening around the globe, how about we focus on what we're doing? We keep
Yeah, and keep yeah,
which is hard now.
it's hard.
You know why I say it's hard? I understand it's hard because now things are coming towards us. We're failing to escape. But the same way we overcome it, we can still overcome it again. Even though it's becoming hard and hard, because many noise are there to distract us, to be honest with you. That's how it is.
We have to pretty much like focus.
We have
on
to
that one thing
focus on
for-
one thing.
For me, what I life is weird.
It is
like it's almost like the next day can be good, like so happy. The next day it's almost like what just
Against you.
happened, you know. But I think in life we have to be ready every single day.
Yeah.
When an opportunity comes, we have to actually assess. If it is, then we just adapt it because that's how you actually evolve. That's how you actually change. When I see a lot of people who actually like I know the way my friend, they ended up going in a different direction. You know, which is like it's pretty. So some of them it's like something happened to them.
Yes.
And for me, I feel like we are the voice. You like us being black to actually keep pushing our brand. Because you never know who is watching. Like I get a lot of people sometimes they message me. I just want to let you know that just by looking at you, it changed me. Like I want to be able to do the same thing too. So that means like you're doing something that is actually working. Because a lot of people they actually get inspired.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think we have to keep doing what we're doing. You know, like we never know who is watching.
It's true because at one point I can say a lot of people don't even know we exist. I still remember when we were working, people were chanting our name, Nyce Image, and we don't even know most of the people sometimes. And me, sometimes I always look myself, am I an idol? No, I'm just somebody like you, because me, I'm trying to prove to people that I'm not selling you.
Just somebody that using you.
Exactly, because I'm not somebody trying to sell you a fake dream that I'm this. No, it proves to you that what I'm doing works. Look where I am. Everybody can testify that I worked hard to get where I am. You also have to do the same thing. You cannot have the same skills that I have.
Like people like it's almost like just because what's working for you, some people like they don't even love it. They want to try this.
Exactly.
Like,
for example,
it's not gonna last.
It's not gonna last.
Your fashion style, my fashion style is totally different. I will try yours. I will fail 100%. You will try mine. You will fail.
Yeah.
Mine works because I do it the way I see it.
Yes.
Same for you.
Yes.
But it's not because I saw you and say, oh, let me start something too. Maybe it's making so much money.
I can get inspired with the work you're doing and use my imagination
Exactly.
to try to make it my own way.
Yes.
For example, I do weddings. Your style for me would be like, I can design something, he's and her. Stuff like that, because it has to do with weddings. That's my industry.
Yeah.
It's collection, tuxedos and stuff like that. A lot of people, they will look at you as if, oh, this guy is lying. No. Me, I always say this. Don't try to steal somebody's skills. Use your own skills. Because you will not succeed. You will run through the most painful part. You won't even understand the reality of it. Because you will cry so heavily that you will never even get up again. To be in business, you have to focus.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that sometimes people just thinking about the money.
Yes, that's the thing. It's like 2 events that happened. My biggest event happened when I lost my condo fire. I don't know if you
I remember that.
All the cameras were in the house.
It was in the news.
Yeah, it was in the news. Pretty much I lost everything, all my items, like,
Everything he lost. But guess what?
Everything.
So the whole thing burned?
The whole thing,
I
but
lost
guess
everything.
what happened?
They drive and car on fire.
Yeah.
We had about 25 wedding to be done and edit video.
was at home.
Yeah, and I remember like here am I.
Having a studio.
And he
yes,
had
yes.
all the cameras equipment
To
in the
listen to this
house.
is crazy idea. So imagine my house is on fire. Because what happening it's crazy. So usually my son he never wake up like in the morning. But on that day, early morning he was just screaming and stuff like that. And then my wife was like, okay, why is he screaming? Like, what's going on? He's like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go out early in school and I'm gonna go and drop
Early.
early. And then me, I'm like, okay, you know what? It's time for me to go. I left my condo, took the bus, and the bus is going. And in about 15 minutes, I see there's like smoke. I'm like, what's going on? Whose house is that? You know? I'm like,
While you in the bus?
Yeah, while I was in the bus. I'm like, that's weird. And after like 10 minutes, my wife is like, yo, our house is on fire. Like, our neighbor
After she dropped it.
Yes, it's like our neighbor actually, I think it was something been on the barbecue or something like that. And I get off the bus.
He
and
called.
I
The
go
wife
mad.
called me. He's like,
I say,
our house is on fire.
I
was sleeping.
say,
I panicked.
Yes.
I left my wife. I said, John's
Yes.
house is on fire. I just took
Yes.
whatever I had, my clothes, my bed.
Yes.
I just took my car speed.
I'm like, I have to go
Because-
inside. I have.
Yeah, because I thought they were trapped
Yes.
inside. And I said, I don't care
You
if
didn't
I'm
tell them.
dying.
Yes.
You just say
Exactly.
Yes.
And me, I thought, I said, I don't care if I had to die today, I'm dying.
Yes.
I was about to, because I thought of kids, the first thing.
And then-
I said, I'm going to jump in that
Yeah,
house.
so
I
then
don't
when
care.
I went there, my father they were there, you're not allowed to go inside. And then I said to myself, oh man, it's like I have client stuff there, you know? And when I thought of it, I got a phone call. I was like, hey, like, I see something's going on with your house. I just want to know, is everything good also with my wedding?
On the
I'm
same
not-
day?
Yeah, same day. And then I'm like, okay.
That's what they
And then
that's
me, I'm like,
first
and
day?
that's why I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So I'm losing my house.
Thinking about your wedding?
And then another guy called.
People start
Yeah,
calling.
you know, this is what he's saying. Yeah, like see what happened. You know, sometimes things like that can happen. Maybe you did something so you can actually. It's almost they want like the worst thing to happen to you. Maybe like you did something wrong, so you kind of have to like maybe be mindful. I'm like, okay, what is that? Like, I don't need this, you know. And on that, that's why I realized like sometimes there's business and I also have a social life too. I go through things with my family.
You're human.
Yeah, human. I go through mental illness. Like I go through it too. I'm a human being too. Sometimes I also want to spend time with my family. Yeah. So and then I went inside. The drive was burned. I'm like, I went to say, Mark, you're my last hope. See how you can fix this.
But one thing
Like how burns it was.
Yeah, burned,
and I
yeah.
said, and one thing that I was shocked is the camera equipment. The house burned completely, and I don't know what he did. He put the camera bags by the door. It was never touched. It was never burned.
Because I was supposed to actually go with it.
He just dropped
Because
it
I had
by
a
the
show,
door,
so I left it by the door.
and everything burned. But when it got to the
Yeah.
door,
And
It
what was
stopped,
the drive?
the drive was just because it touched the drive, but the bags it didn't. That's how all our equipment survived. And then I say, God is great.
And I give him the drive.
And
He
I
was
said,
able to fix it. If
at
it wasn't
night,
working.
so I opened the whole drive and started taking little wires, trying to join them to
Yeah.
see if I can be able
And
to.
then when we
retrieve.
got signal, like
when we
this,
got a
transfer
signal
everything, yeah.
and we got another drive, we start transferring. Transfer.
Sorry, what did you do?
So I opened the whole drive, and I know there was a small little drive in it. And I said, you know what? Let me try to connect this wire manually. So I unplug all those wires and I start attaching them to the plug of the drive.
So you pretty much
one
replace
by
the small
one,
wire.
little one by one, and then we plug it to the laptop. I could see the signal saying the drive is connected.
And then after that, it just
Then-
went and let me go
Then
at
we,
Best Buy.
then you went to Best Buy, you bought the drive, we came back, we started transferring,
Yeah,
we waited,
After like 3
and
hours.
we tried all the data worked.
And everything works. I had footage. I'm like back in business.
Back in business. And me, I said this, and I'm sure a lot of people wanted us to fail that day.
Yes. Especially those ones that thinking
Yeah.
you're doing voodoo and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, me, I still remember, I say, how
You
can
know
you
who those
send...
people are? They don't want to do the work.
Yeah, and I said, how
They
can you
want
send
things to
a
happen.
text to somebody like that who is going through...
Me,
this,
I was like,
losing
I'm
his
like, dude,
heart?
I'm going through an event. You
Yes.
call me to try to tell me that, or maybe like you did
You
something.
could have,
like,
somebody could have
dude.
lost their lives.
Yes, I'm like,
That's
I'm
the
like,
first
what
thing
are
you
you
should have
doing?
asked at least.
Yeah, but for the first time on that experience, like I was like so sad. Like imagine, for example, you don't have a home. You know, like I was just like, imagine you lost everything. Dude, like nobody knows. Like I went through hell. And the funny thing is that whenever I had an event to go film, I was just I was just like out of it. Yeah, I was out of it.
It
man.
was just terrible.
So 1 year, so then I'm like, I went to live in Garden outside A and B. It was A and B. I lived there.
They give you a place, the condo give you a place?
No, man.
they didn't even
I had to
help
use my
you.
own money. I had to,
Really?
yes, I had to use my own money, man.
You didn't get nothing from them?
Nothing, man. So that's why I realized like insurance is important.
Oh, you didn't have no insurance?
Yeah, it's important. I had to actually.
If you have homes,
yeah.
get insurance.
But what happened is like I think
You have no insurance?
dude, I had no insurance, man. So it was tough. So I went.
You lost everything.
I lost
Everything.
everything that you can never lost
So it's like
everything.
starting back to zero.
From zero.
From zero. It was so tough, and I used to hate it. Like like when I think about it, I get very emotional about it because like I have
Okay.
yeah.
It only made you stronger.
Yeah, so what I did is I went to Gatineau, but I was happy enough, and on that time I was actually in school. Like it was like my last year for the first time for me to actually finish and get my degree. Then I lost a home. Yeah, so you know, so then you know what I said to
Were you
myself.
paying school for yourself too?
Yeah, I was paying school for myself, and I like how
We
I
all
was.
pay for ourselves.
And like I was, yes, I pay for me, yeah. So then I was thinking, I'm like, okay, should I stop school? And then trying to rebuild myself because I lost everything, you know. Then I was call my mom. I'm like, Mom, here's my situation, you know. I have 1 year for me to actually finish.
So when you
with
say call your
school.
mom is not here?
Mom, she's here. She's here.
Oh, okay, so call and
Yeah, I called and I called
so
her.
to get advice.
Yeah, to get advice. And I always call my mom. I say, hey, Mom, I'm about to finish school. You know, I have like 1 year.
Yeah.
You know, and then I'm gonna get my degree and all that. But I'm stuck in a situation. I don't have a home. My family don't have a home. And then A and B. Here's a tough situation. When I'm looking to actually rent to a new place, they say, what was the last address you live? So when they type the address, that house was on fire.
It comes, your name comes.
Yes, you see the address. Because let's say, for example, okay, let me see which area he live on. They tap the address. When you put the address, you said there was a fire on the house. And when they see that, them in their mind is like, okay, maybe he's the one who started the fire, but it was actually my neighbor. So I got rejected from 6 homes to rent, and one of them I had a conversation. I'm like, listen, I can pay you 6 months worth of rent. And then lucky, at that time my business was actually doing good, so I had actually money to actually say, like, listen, this is what happened, here's the situation. You can also like talk to this person, you can talk to the neighbor who was actually responsible for the fire. He will explain he started it. I can pay literally like 6 months of rent ahead, because A&B was expensive. A&B, I think I was paying like about like I think it was like 4,000 per month. And so then what happened is, like I said, okay, maybe I should just like work, leave school. I couldn't focus. My mom is like, you know what? Sometimes God put you in a situation, and you have to find a way how to actually come out of it.
Yes.
You have 1 year, do whatever you have to just get it done.
That's what they say when God works in mysterious ways, right? Because you might think He's putting you into hell, but it's actually for
Yes.
what's coming.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why sometimes when like bad things happen to us, or like worse situation happen to us, it's how you look at your situation.
Yeah.
Are you gonna look at it in a negative way and you just like, you know what, I give up in life?
Yeah.
Or are you gonna be like, you know what, this is nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I can see to be homeless is painful.
Because and sometimes too, John, you look back where you come from.
Yes.
Look back at your
Yeah.
worst days. You know, I didn't have a home. For me to lose this home, this is nothing.
Yes. That's true. Yeah.
And I think because of your experience, same to you, same to Chris, because you guys experience so much.
Yeah.
You guys can go through anything. Nothing will ever stop you guys. Because there's people who never experience tough moments. They go through tough experience in their lives, right? When they face any little thing,
Then it's over. My life is over.
Well, because a lot of I'll say this, a lot of people think like, oh, Nyce Image people are just have think. No, we also have our own.
I have
because
yeah.
I have went through also a place where the owner removes us out of the house, and I end up living in one room with my whole family, and it was tough. And at the end of the day, like I always look at it things positively. Honestly, for me, whenever something happens, I don't tend to panic, because at the end of the day, it's not as if I'm the problem.
yeah.
Whoever does something, he's the one with the problem.
Yes.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I can just go skip and go. Because even like you were saying, we also have to get to a point that we have to stop looking at us as being black. Because I'm saying,
Yes.
how are you
Use
making
that as an
it?
excuse.
Yeah, my dad
How
never taught
are
us-
you
know,
making it?
You wanna
How are we
yes.
making it?
My dad has a philosophy.
Yes.
It's like, don't look at your color, you just show your work ethic.
Yeah.
So don't look at your color.
Don't look at your color.
Yeah,
People will
since
love
we're
what
young.
you bring to them.
Yeah.
They'll forget about
So
your
for
color.
me, it's almost like I don't like to use my color as an excuse
As an
not to
excuse.
do anything. Like I like to put myself in a
I'm gonna use
position.
that quote, man.
Yeah.
Don't use your color as an excuse.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, even all these things that is happening, yes.
Don't use your situation as an excuse.
Yes, because
Yes.
yes,
Yeah,
Because you could use that.
Yeah, I can use it. Oh, I'm here because of this. No,
You know what I mean?
Because I'm like this. Okay? I work like my wife knows. I work, which I felt bad. Now it's almost like, okay, I have to
Have time for
I have to create time for her so I can create that special
I can speak
moment.
the same about
yeah,
that.
because me, I was like from morning
I
to night.
became
From morning to night. For me, it's almost like the reason why it's like where I came from. It's either you
Oh, we
work
know.
or you don't eat.
That's it.
So I have that mentality. For me, it's almost
That's
like
it.
I have to work, whether it's at midnight, whether
said
it's at
it.
2 a.m. Like
Because-
if I'm talking to him on the phone, I'm
Yeah.
like, it's like it's
Business.
business. And then she's like, no, sometimes you know
You gotta
what,
take it
you don't have to
relaxed.
do that. Sometimes like you have to create that space for your family too,
For me-
because you know what, they are there for you
Yeah,
too.
for me it was so worse because I used to do Nyce Image and my collection. I was so bad. I finished Nyce Image 1 a.m. on my phone with collection. People calling me. 2 a.m.
A sleepless
Yes.
workout.
I'm
Yeah.
shooting the office.
And that's what I loved. That when
Yeah,
I bought it,
yeah.
I was like, that's me.
And-
I was like, boom,
and
just go.
And it's funny, sometimes she comes in my office and you going to rest. You need rest. And I said
When
this.
the job is done.
Yes, I used to say this.
When the job is
if
done.
I don't do this, tomorrow we won't have meal. We won't have this. We won't be able to pay for mortgage. We won't be able to do this. Give me just 1 hour. 1 hour will turn to 2 hours.
2 hours to 3 hours. Yes.
And then I go to sleep the next day. And then I am tired.
I remember when we got married, we were saving to buy a house and stuff like that, and it was just like grinding.
But it feels good sometimes, you know,
Working
you're
full-time,
working full time to
two
get
jobs,
something.
right?
But when it hits you,
And it's got to a point my wife was like, this is not healthy. And I went like 1 year straight, like sleeping 4 hours, like literally 4 hours. But sometimes when we work so hard, not smart, we're not really doing anything. We're going in a circle. And I remember when I met you, you changed my whole mindset about working 2 jobs. That's when to get the DVD from you from the wedding.
Yes.
And it was like, and he's like, because I started like paying so much taxes back, and I asked you about how you do it, working 2 jobs and stuff like that. I don't know how the conversation started, and you were saying like, man, you gotta have your own business.
Yes.
At that time, I didn't have no Sleepless Growing More, but I was already doing I'm a Sleepless Growing More kind of guy, right? So I was already doing that. But when he mentioned that, it's like you gotta have your own business. Your business, you don't have to pay taxes when you work for yourself. You know what I mean? I needed to hear that from him because all I knew, the only way I could get extra money
Work for
was
someone.
for another
yeah,
job.
you know the difference?
For another
Yeah, you know the difference about working 2 jobs and having a business? When you work 2 jobs, you're more broke.
Yes.
Because but that's why I have
Because
to
everything you understand, you didn't know that. But when you
Unless
have a
you have a
business-
plan.
Yes.
Unless you have a plan. Trust me. Let me
Yeah.
tell you something. When you have two jobs, you do more expenses.
Yes.
And you don't know that. But when you have a business, guess what happens? You don't focus on your business money. You focus on one job. Because at least that business is a backup for you. It helps you with things little things. Because I won't lie to you, I did 3 jobs before. 3 jobs before. I was at
Me, I did too.
I did 3 jobs
was-
before.
Yeah, I was
paid
when I
for.
was.
Yes. I work 8 a.m. to 4. I wake up, and after 4, I go directly to do housekeeping from 5 to 9, and another housekeeping, the arena, the Scotiabank place, the TD place. Brothers, I have done it all. And that's why I realized, you know what? Sometimes people will laugh at you, but you gotta keep going. Business people can do the most craziest things that you can ever imagine. A lot of people will call themselves businessman, but when you see the
You don't see
portfolio,
results.
you don't see no
You really
result.
have to see results. Like me, I would say that I'm actually at a better place. I'm
Yeah.
comfortable now, and that's what I said before the pandemic. I was like, I used to
Work. When it hit,
business.
I
Like,
never
I was
panicked.
so busy doing video, pretty much taking anything. But now it's almost like I'm in a point where I'm comfortable.
Yes.
I can say, no, I'm not taking this. I'm not taking this.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll take this.
That's how you get
this
now.
one. So when you start saying no, that
No.
means like pretty much like
Exactly. Even when
no.
pandemic hit,
Yeah.
a lot of people lost their jobs, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people panicked.
I was
That's
me,
why
I
it
was
was just
good.
relaxing.
You
I
know,
was
the
good.
best advice I got from my Toro. And I remember one time I went to see him, and he said, and you know, I was making money, but I had no time for myself. And he's like, what's the point of making all this money? You don't even have time to.
Yes,
to
I
go
like
do
that. What you want to do, what you love, you know.
He said, do you remember what you told me? Can you kind of like explain? Kind of you were saying like about like you have no freedom to do the stuff that you want to do.
Yeah, I can't remember everything that I stated.
But can you just speak on like how like the strategy that you told me you have to be able to balance?
Right. I think you were at a point where you're sort of overworking yourself.
Yeah.
You never really had the time to do the things that
And
you
it was
wanted to
literally
do.
like every time, if you give me 2 minutes quiet, nobody's talking, I'll be like dying to sleep.
Just go for it.
I think in the culture that we're in today, in terms of hustle, hard, right? But there's a balance, and I think sometimes we forget to achieve that balance, right? And we sort of just focus too much on work, and by doing so, we sort of destroy that balance.
I like that.
That's what I
Right,
learned.
and we don't have too much time for ourselves.
I won't lie to you, that's what I learned. Because I used to overdo. And because at the one point, you get to a point you think it's about the money.
It's not about the money. Because
So what I did, I even disciplined myself. So I used to use, it was always business. Now, this is how I do it. From 9 a.m. to 4, it's business. But at home, I close everything. So because I want to be able to
I wish I could say that, but
I
me,
want to be able to understand. No, because why know why? But it's
No,
hard.
but
Let me finish.
I'm not done yet. No,
I wasn't
like-
done. You wanna know why?
After you done, I'll
I
explain.
wasn't done. It's hard on me though, because you wanna know why? My mind is programmed to be a business guy now. Even though it's hard for me, but time to time I'll pick up my phone quick, and sometimes I see something, they text something that's so exciting.
This
And
I have to
said-
dive in.
And I
I have to dive in. Like, what's
this is
going on?
me. I look
What's
up,
going
I
on?
look at my wife and say, where should I hide? And I said, I'll be right back. Put my phone quietly on my pocket. I go in the basement, I open my laptop. Okay, what's happening? What's happening? Guys, what he's saying it's true, but sometimes it's hard.
But you know what I did? Because this was
This brain,
Yeah.
once it's programmed, because remember, our eyes captures, our brains records.
You know the
And
reason
once it holds that,
when we're making the logo and like the grinding inside my mind,
Exactly.
that's
It's
really
working.
how my mind is thinking.
but people don't
What's
know
next?
that.
Yeah, what's next?
What's next?
Yes.
What's next?
Because it's like sometimes I don't like watching at their text. They have the most craziest ideas that can make you so
Because
mad.
me,
Like
I'm
you
always
can
like,
ignore.
I'm always on the go. So what? I'm working a new project. Like it's
Yes.
a new one. Like nobody knows. But it's like something that I put a lot of energy
What-
on.
yes.
So you know when you become so addicted to that, like it's almost you start.
And when he shares it,
yes,
your heart
and
goes,
then it's like. But what
I need to get into
but what I
this.
did now, I picked 2 days where I spend time with my friend, like Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah, Tuesday and Thursday. I'm like on that day. It's me.
that's a good
Because-
start.
Yeah, it's me with
When-
them.
That's a good
And for
start.
me, it's such a good feeling. It's like you know what I said to myself, because the Kobe event got me thinking a lot.
Yeah, you guys did at Let's to Be Person.
Yes, it got me thinking a
Yeah.
lot. Like you can be going chasing money, doing that, but at the end, if something happened to you, like, what's next?
Yeah, the Kobe story is very
Dude,
inspiring.
it got me.
How
yes,
he finished his career when he was just about to enjoy his life. 'Cause
then something happened.
He wasn't
Yes.
really having fun.
Yeah, for me, it's like it's a wake up call. Then I said to myself, you know what I say? Like, I
not
could be
always
like,
about money.
I could be like, you know what? I don't want to spend time with you. I don't want to know I'm busy. Like, I'm trying to create something for you, because you know, like sometimes it's like, I just like let me work, let me get that
I'm
money,
working for you.
so I can actually create that for you. But sometimes they don't want that. Sometimes they just want.
They
time.
want that little.
Yes, so let's say for example, if something happened to that individual, then you're gonna be like, okay, I was working for what? Because as in my mind, like you know what, I'm trying to create a world for you, as in let me chase after money. Let's keep expanding.
Let me make you happy.
But let me make you happy, or take this. You can have this, or now we're gonna do that. Sometimes you gotta say for your cookie, John, what are you doing? You know. But sometimes I think it's built on us.
It's built.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be built on us in a crazy
Yes,
way,
it's
but we
built on
have to
us.
slow down.
For me, I feel like
I'll be honest with you, because
Yes.
sometimes we think that we have to keep working to make our wives happy and so whatsoever. No, sometimes your presence makes them happy.
yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
I'm grinding over.
Like,
and
what are you
something
getting
happens
from
to
that?
me.
So something you ask yourself a question. Okay, here I have food, I have a shelter,
Exactly.
I have pretty much. Then what am I doing? Like
Because I want to realize like it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep.
yeah.
Yes.
I like that
And,
though.
and you have more time for yourself.
yes.
You see how.
Yeah, I like it's what you keep. I really like that when you actually say.
Yeah,
how
because
much
when
money
you see
make.
that, you can work a place where they pay you $15 an hour, and you keep more money, and you work a place that pay you $20 an hour, and you don't keep nothing. You're gonna see the big difference.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter how much money you make. It's what you do with the money.
What you do with the money.
What you doing with the money? Are you getting the money? You pay your bills. What's the little bit that you have? Are you putting somewhere where it can bring you more money?
And that's the thing, like, especially like when it comes to like as people, especially like black people, we have to learn how to invest. Unless it's stuff you get paid, even though it's 20%.
And like one thing too is I also learned from my Toro is Genius. He's kind of like he's one of my mentors, right? It's sometimes when we come from places like Africa, right? We get here, we see things like, and now we have money to buy it. We get excited. So us, because we have that mentality,
Looking at
core mentality, right?
Yes.
We want to get everything that we never had, we wish to have. So that's what we put our money. But for somebody who have experience, who know how to handle money, who have financial literacy and all that, right? So when they get money, I can get this now, but why should I get this money? It's not bringing me anything.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing we're trying to instill that into my mom. Because my mom still have the same mentality,
Yeah.
even till now. She's like, you know what? I'm making $20 an hour now. I'm making $15, $17, $18 an hour. I can buy this
one.
And then when this, and then this got to her when she moved houses. When she moved a house, then a lot of the stuff that we're using for decoration in the living room, upstairs or whatever, when we moved, she's like, I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. That's like stuff worth 500
And then you start saying,
right?
where did I buy this from? Yeah.
That's what I said. Just imagine how you invest all the money in that stuff, and what's the value you got it from it? Nothing. So the money, the value, or the price doesn't really, because as African, we want a really expensive stuff.
We want to show what
We want to
have.
show off.
We want to show off, you know what I mean?
Not knowing
Yes.
that we're not getting nothing.
You're not
there's
getting
no
nothing.
value from
Yeah,
that
there's no
stuff.
value.
Me, I always
Yeah.
say this: if you look even all the rich people out there, look how they dress. Just simple.
It's so true.
Yeah, simple. Let me tell you, like
I remember when Stephen Harper was the vice president here in Canada, right? And then people in high school, you say, "Oh, we just saw Stephen Harper going to Walmart and flip-flops." Prime Minister, yeah, walking to Walmart into flip-flops. It's just a normal thing.
And then it's like, why is that?
But no, I was fresh out of fresh off the boat.
It's like,
I don't even understand, like, the presidents, they can even just walk into a store and wear flip-flops. No shiny dress shoes, nothing. You know what I mean? But at that time, I was so behind, not knowing all
Somebody
this.
will come to you saying, I have a business, you see them dressing and everything.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they have nothing.
I mean, I'm not those.
Because for me, I can say that I can tell that I'm doing great. My action shows that I'm doing great.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't need to jump trees, jump mountains to tell you that I'm doing good. You, by looking, you know that, oh yeah, this guy is doing good, because I'm so relaxed, because I won't lie to you, since I put that discipline to me to close everything at 4 p.m. I'm good. But the crazy thing is when we start
sometimes you feel
texting-
like this guy is funny, you know. This is, for example, you have you get like a special those type of contract, you know, because we have a business email.
Chunk out.
And you see,
a big pay.
when you see a transaction, you will literally text me like, hey, I'm coming. I'm like, we're coming. Like, what's going on? He's like, I saw something. What's happening? I'm like, but you said after 4, you're done.
And I said, and then I'm like, and I said, this guy, when customer needs me, I gotta be there, because that transaction was made.
I'm not still doing
But
like,
you wanna know why it happens like that with me though?
is it this
It's
you get
that
advice like, what's
instinct
this guy,
of
this guy,
professionalism kicks in me. It's saying, a client just hired me, let me deliver. Automatically our mindsets change. We can be laughing. Sometimes I go to his place, we have good time. When we see a transaction, we stop laughing. We start talking first. The customer just hired us. They want this and this and this. We start talking, do we have all this? Do we have all this? And we start digging already. And sometimes it's so awkward, we will be talking with our wives, then we stop, we walk away. It's like these people, it's us business.
That's good, man, because we can go all day, all night. It's like, you know what I mean? You guys, we know each other for a very long time.
Yeah, I have one final question. We did mention school in terms of how its system is outdated and how it doesn't really accommodate the needs of all its students, because students learn things But speaking of today, the internet is out there and it has so many resources and so many tools for us to learn. So what recommendations do you have for you guys for anyone to learn anything online?
To be honest with you, when it comes to school, I urge everybody to go to school, at least have that paper.
Yeah.
The reason I say that,
At least finish high school, right?
yeah, it could be a backup for you one day. You could have a business. That's true.
Well, there's a lot of places you need your high school
Exactly.
diploma, at least.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying that, it could be a backup for you. How? You can have a beautiful business. Something can happen. You crash. At least when you have that paper, they can at least show that you finish your education. You can get a job using that paper.
And also hands-on.
Hands-on. Yeah. Me, when
Hands-on
it comes,
is
I'll be
very
honest with you.
important.
When it comes to online resources and stuff like that, yes, some of them are there to help us, but some of them you gotta learn by yourself. Not everybody. I'll be honest with you guys. Not everybody who is in business is willing to share with you their secret. They will put few things. Yes, you will adapt from them, but you're the one to reinforce it. You're the one to do your own work to fulfill that. Because you gotta understand that where I am, it's not because of social media. I did few research, and at the same time I sat down reading, understanding how things work. You also have to do your part.
Yeah. For me, in terms of school,
It's the same thing when you said books, you said they read you.
Yeah.
You actually have to do the work.
You have to do
Both
the work.
you're gonna get
I won't lie
information,
to
yes.
you. I was once like that, and I said, these rich people always talk about read a lot, do this, do this.
Yes.
And those are the few resources that can help me.
Yeah.
yeah,
Few.
the other thing
You
also,
see that?
Few.
Because of those things, and now that I started reading, now guess what was happening? Everything was kicking in now. Yeah. Everything. And I still remember even that, what is the book Kobe Bryant wrote? The motivation book. He also had a book.
Yeah, I had a book.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called. but I
Yeah,
know which one you're talking
exactly.
about.
And that's true. Everything now start kicking in. I said, it's true when they say you want to be where you are, you gotta read a lot. You gotta understand because every business has
Because
different
it could be,
secrets.
it's like you writing a book, right? You're
Yes.
taking your life story in a book.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm like literally taking information from somebody that lived 40 years. I can read your story in 40 years. Technically, I'm taking your whole experience that you had in 40 years in 2 days or a week, whatever, how long that takes me to read that book.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But the other thing also, like in terms of school, one thing that I've realized, so I was doing my own thing, I was doing my own business, the way I want things to be, like it's like this, because that's what I know.
Envision.
The envision. But when I went to school, they actually teach you some like things like, oh, this is how you do
Those
it.
little few
Yeah, in
resources.
terms of lighting, no, trying to do it that way. Because I actually ended up learning a lot, like in school. Yeah, I did, because and that's what like my stuff actually changed a little bit. It's almost like first I was doing things hands-on, like doing research on my own and stuff like that. Put a lot of time on that. But when I went to school,
They give you
more
skills.
Yeah, it gave me a foundation.
Creation skills you've
yeah,
never
it gave me a
experienced. And when you
foundation.
integrated in us,
Yes, it gave me a
that's
foundation.
what changed everything.
Yes, it gave me a foundation saying like, okay, no, you do it this way, don't do it like that, be careful with this. So I was able to actually take that and articulate that in my own business, and then that's when like my things actually changed a little bit.
He forwarded it to
Yeah.
us. It's like, Mark, you know what? I know I've showed you this way.
Yeah, but it's this way.
But I'm gonna
yes,
change
so
it.
sometimes school is there sometimes
Yes.
to actually help. Like it's not the best system,
not the best.
because sometimes I feel like you can finish with a bachelor and you still don't know what to do. You still have to actually be on hands-on. So something like I was doing this business hands-on, and then I put myself in school, and I was able to actually take few things there. Versus like you finish your 4 years bachelor, and then it's almost like you start work and you don't know what to do. Yeah. For me, I think school it's important, like no matter what. Like you just say, like sometimes like you want to show that like, hey, I have my paper too.
Even though you
Yeah.
hate school.
Even though you hate
Those
school,
online
yeah.
resources, I don't like you because I'll be honest
Because me,
with you,
I don't like. I never like.
it doesn't have everything.
Like me, like see, like I see, like I hate
to
school.
people who are watching this, not because I hate school, you should hate school. I'm sorry to say no.
Sometimes you have to do what you hate.
You have to do what you hate. You gotta
You have to
push
go
it.
through it.
I went through it.
Yeah.
I won't lie to you. My education
Just
was
because
an
you
up
hate
and
it,
down.
we live in the world.
Honestly,
Yes, we live in the
It
world
was
like
an up and down.
we live in the world like they say if you hate something or no, don't put yourself onto that. But
Yes,
some
and
stuff
because
you have to
I got
put
to a
yourself
point
into
where
that.
even university was refusing to take me because I was missing a grade in 12 English. Can you imagine that? So I went to summer school.
If it's back home, you give a little money to the teacher. Hey, come
you
on,
good, man.
What class?
Yeah, here's the
Pull
money,
me up.
man.
Yes.
Come on, man. Like, here's the money, man.
All
This
those
is why-
resources are good.
This is why you go to the hospital. You have so many unprofessional
Yes.
doctors.
Yeah, because it's true. Because
It's
me, I
like,
say,
you know what? Here's the money, man.
yes, all those resources
up,
are
man.
not
That's it,
there
yeah.
for you
Yeah,
to take the
just
same
pass.
resources to do
Put
the
you
same
to
thing
the
they
next
do.
grade.
You take it to adapt it in your
You
business
like, don't
to
worry,
improve
my dad
your
will
business.
call you. My dad will talk to you.
Yeah, me
He has
that's
something for you. Oh,
yeah.
he does? Yes, go talk to him. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
so
what I do.
Now coming to an end, you know, because like I said, we can go on.
I know, I'm
you know,
good
but-
now. I think we spoke for like 2 hours.
Yes. But one thing that I wanted before we go, I wanted you to kind of like from your story, you know, you come up, you know what I mean. You have a really just very emotional background, but who is what made you guys? You know what I mean. That's why you guys have this mentality. That's why you guys create a great business. I had so many other questions about the business, but we can always do part two.
Yeah, I'm
here
okay with
too.
that.
You know what I mean? Just speak in terms of business and stuff like that. But what is one thing that you could tell somebody that's watching this who have a dream of building a production company? You know, what would you tell them in terms of how to in terms like just to give them faith?
Okay. You go first?
I'll go first. One thing, you need a strong team. I'll be honest with you. You cannot build one empire by yourself. That's impossible. And you also want, because you can have the same different vision with somebody, but if you know that something will work, it's both of you. You sit whatever vision you have and he has, put it together and how we can integrate it to be one. And what experience do I have? What I can put on the table? And that's the only thing that I can share with everybody. It's not because of what people do, or you can just wake up one day you start something. You need to actually sit and plan. Because even our business, we didn't just, even if the way how it started, we still came and sat down. You remember what he said? You have experience, you have this and this. How about we create one team? You will be taking care of this and this. And then we start teaching each other. Chris taught me photography. Even though I used to take photography, but I was not that great. Because of him, I am where I am. Knowing how to run this business, knowing how to manipulate these devices. If it was not for him, it would be run only by them too. Because me, I saw the potential in this. I say I could be a helper because I have many things. I have many experience that I can bring on the table. And that's how we're able to form a strong team. Yes, we fight, but at the end of the day, we have a business to run. Because even though even though I'm a big brother, but in business, it's partnership. It's a strong team.
There's no bigger
There's
brother.
no bigger brother.
Yeah,
because
it's not like we
the
like
reason
back
I'm
home, or you
saying,
big now.
if I mess up, I bring the whole team down.
Yes.
So I put all those shenanigans, all those feelings out of the table, out of the window. So that's how I always say in business, focus in mind, persistence, don't quit. You keep going. Build a strong team regardless what people say. Keep going forward. You will hear many no's. You will hear this and this, but should that stop you going forward? No. Focus and move forward.
Yeah, for me, like to start a production, everybody knows now. Everybody has a device. You know, people have iPhones.
So many.
Yeah, people. You know, everybody. It's sometimes I see
There's
people.
no excuse, like there's no
yes,
excuse.
like literally, I'm seeing people creating stuff with their iPhone, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, because I can tell like that individual, he knows what he's doing. It's like, you know, let me do this, like, you know. So it's almost like,
And he's not using his situation as his
yes. So it, like you can have a small device with an iPhone, you can still create something nice. Like you don't have to buy the most expensive camera. You know, like you don't need to buy the most expensive camera. Like whatever device that you have, it could be an iPhone, like a small camera or something like that. Like if you know how to create content, you will see it. There's a guy who Ricardo.
Yeah.
Ricardo, I like that man. Like he used a Canon camera, which it's not even a full frame, but the stuff he's able to create, it's just blow my mind. You know, it's to show that you don't need a high quality. People they like go and
people waiting for the right time.
Yes.
When I have this.
Yes.
When I have this, I'll do it.
Yeah, that was me. Something like
Start with what you have.
Yes, I was like this. Like every camera that comes, I'll go buy. Then I said, hey, pause for a second. There's like about like 4 cameras that I don't even use. And I just pause for a second. I'm like, John, the quality that you can actually produce, you can do with like the first camera that you bought. You know? So I'm like, it's not about the gear that you have. It's what you can do, what you have right now. You know? So that's why it's almost like me when it comes to actually spend on my production to buy this, I don't do that.
Impossible.
I work on what I have. And what people don't realize too, especially having a production company, a lot of production, let's say I get hired to be a DP, like I'm going to be a DP to do a film, it's a war film. So you can tell like I'm working, I'm doing a lot of research. I've never done a war film before, but the guy saw my work because I did a film as a DP.
Yeah.
He hired me, he's like, okay, you know what, I saw your work, I want you to shoot for 2 days, from morning to night. So I'm doing a lot of research, what I'm going to use and stuff like that. And I want to make sure I stay on the scope. I don't want to like go and like get like expensive stuff. I want to work with what I have, what I have. And one of the guys said, as a DOP, you don't need to buy expensive camera. You can just go rent for like $150. You rent, you go shoot, you go return it. That's it. You don't have to like go and spend like $10,000, $8,000, $15,000. How are you gonna get paid? So if the guy say I have a budget to pay you,
actually rent.
you can just go and rent. You can just go and rent. The midnight, it's almost like I focus more like I rather rent, pay insurance. If something happens,
So what if
I'm covered.
somebody like me who wants to, of course, of my content.
I like what you're doing.
I'm looking to get a better camera. Do I go get something used or buy something new?
Let me tell you something. You can buy something used. The only thing that you gotta do is get a full frame. If you get a full frame camera, it doesn't matter whether it's a Canon, Sony, Nikon. Just get a full frame, just one, and work with that. And you will see the result. Because a lot of people when they start with a crop sensor, because that's what I started. I used to use like a crop sensor, but now when I got a full frame, I see the big difference, the lighting, the way it looks like, the picture profile. So once you get that, you can get now for like $1,000, $800. You save your money and you just get it, and then after that, you're good. Yeah, a lot of people
a lot of people think having an expensive platform is a great.
Yeah, it's like, cause I'll give you an example. Let's say for example,
you can have a $20,000 camera if you don't know how to use it. What is the production?
Let's say for example, I'm playing the book in me. Like let's say for example, a music video. The guy said like, okay, you know what? I'll pay $2,500, $3,000. Then I'm gonna go and buy like $8,000 camera. Like you're not making any money.
You're losing.
You're losing. So you kind of have to be smart. I think you actually have to spend more time on your work.
Planning?
Yeah, planning, pre-production, and post-production.
What's pre-production?
Yes. Like like a lot of people they spend so much time at the day of the shooting.
Yes.
You actually before the day of the shooting, you plan. Okay, what should I use on this? Can I use this camera? Okay, let me say it's gonna look like at night time. Go night, testing and stuff like that. Okay, I can play with that. So I don't need to spend so much money on this. So a lot of people they just like, okay, yeah, I can do it. And okay, I'm gonna go and buy an expensive camera. And they start shooting. They didn't make it. No.
I don't even know how
You don't even know how to use it. Because me, honestly, like I don't spend. Now it's almost like I'm comfortable with what I have at the production.
It's all about the pre-production.
Yes, pre-production. You prepare yourself. If 1 month everything's good, okay, I can do this, I can get that and that.
So when you go into places, knowing that you already have a pre-production already done. You go there, all you gotta worry what you're gonna wear.
What I'm gonna wear?
Like you, I mean, meaning like the confidence is
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I'm confident.
Because you already know.
I already know.
Everything's played out.
Yes,
It's gonna
because
play out.
my mind works. It's so crazy. I can be like, for example, when I'm talking to someone on the phone, once I see something, it's just like typing, and then I would put everything like on paper.
Yeah.
And when I show up, and then I'll have like a little like images here, kind of like pictures, so it can like let me know. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
We
I'm
got
gonna
to
do
a point we so
versus that
good.
you just show up,
Yeah,
and then you like
but
pretty much you lost.
We got to a point
No?
we're so good, even if plan A crash, plan B works, we know it's gonna work. So that as we prepare in everything.
Yeah, I think a lot of people they lack
Yes.
like preparation. It's so important.
It's so important.
Yeah, because if you just like
Backups,
jump
you gotta
in
have
and you
backups
start
of
doing
anything.
it, then you're gonna spend so
Yes.
much time. But if you take the time, you say, okay, I'm doing this
Because
tomorrow. I have to make sure you give yourself a check mark.
Yes.
Check mark. Because what I usually do, I have two things. I have my wish list, and I have another list. Like let's say like something happened, at least I can have backups.
Yes.
So whenever like let's say there's a production, someone hire you for something, we let them talk. I want this and this and this and this and this and this. Let me don't even just something. What do you want? And then you're gonna have them identify their wish list.
Yes.
Then you're gonna be okay. We're gonna go through your wish list. This one over here, I just wanna let you know we can do it, but it's a bit expensive. Do you still wanna go through with this? No. Thanks. What about this one? Okay, this one we can. Okay, let's put a check mark. Pretty much, I make them actually write down their wish list because you want them to see, like, okay, why am I paying? Yeah, why am I paying too much? Okay, if I want this vision, okay, we need to get this slide. This is like you just show up and then it's almost like that's not what I was looking for.
We got to a point where we're so good that when you let them vent, you're really catching the things that
They
and
want.
you will understand
Yeah.
what type
Yes.
of location they have. And us in our head, we know what to bring as well. Even if we won't tell them, we know. We got to a point where you don't even need to tell me that. I don't even need to say that, oh, they're doing this and then me. No, because I know I have everything. Let's say, for example, they're venting, they're saying this wish list. Oh, I only capture the most important
Yeah,
part they're
because-
saying in those sentences, and I know what I need to bring for me to be able to fulfill what they're looking for.
And it's especially like the people who want to start a production company. You know, for me, it's like the best thing they can do, what they have right now, could be an iPhone, create something. If it does create an impact on your social media, you know for a fact you have it. Don't like go, for example, you buy yourself an expensive camera and you have nothing.
That's why a lot of
Then
people are failing.
then it's just gonna stay there. Yeah, no, I know a lot of.
sorry
Dude, let me
to
tell
say
you, I know
that.
a lot of people who like just they see how I ended up. Because here's the crazy part. Sometimes I talk with a couple of like people who actually they're in the same business. Yeah, you know what? Client they don't even pay. Let me tell you, since I've been doing this business, all my clients pay. So I don't know when they say they have to chase after the money. For me, I don't get it. But let me tell you something. Like what you're doing, it's dope. Because like let me tell you something. The way I say, keep doing it. Because
You are
me,
going
see
to hit a bar where it's going to push you up.
I see a good outcome.
Yes.
On this, like what you guys like. Maybe you, like sometimes I check your podcast. You know, I go and check it out and see what's going on. What you guys are doing, it's really really good. And I think keep doing it. You know, just be you, like I said. Just be you. Do your thing, man. Yeah.
And I wanted to share
Yes, you
this.
say my phone is probably it's white.
Before we go, we're gonna have to shut it down. One thing that you did for me to be comfortable here, ask you questions, and have a podcast where I allow me to be myself and share my experiences, is because you was one of my biggest motivation. Who, when we did, even watched the documentary.
Yes.
You don't know how genius you were to create some of the questions
stressed. Like I saw
I was reading
you,
a
like,
speech
yeah.
about me. That was me that wrote it. So when he said that, it gave me just like, no, I can never be me, because when people look at me, when people look at this logo, they know who it is. They see my face. So if I want people to see my face and people to follow or support the movement or to create a lifestyle and using the motivation on what I put out there, I have to be fully me. Everything that I do, it has to be me. So when he said that, man, just be you. Doesn't matter how it sounds, doesn't matter how it come out. That changed my whole life. After that day, trust me, my wife is like, it's okay. But it was in me for a whole week. And ever since then, man, I said, every time you put me in front of the camera, I don't care who you are. You can be the president, I'm gonna be me.
There you go, man.
Be you.
Because that's you.
I don't speak much, but when you ask me questions,
For me,
I
like,
don't speak a lot.
because it's like sometimes we trying to be someone else.
Yes.
Where we can just be the way we are, because that's what we are.
I feel so much more confident, man.
So even me, I was nervous still. I was talking to you. I was like, dude, like I don't know how it is me in front of the camera and stuff like
But
that.
and like I said, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was gonna be just normal.
Yeah.
And then I think it's like, this is when I know, and this is one of the things that I'm comfortable, because it comes so easy. When I say I don't even think of the questions, he doesn't even think of the questions. We just go with the flow. Because every episode is like, we're just getting better and better and better and better. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you said, it don't matter the equipment. We don't have no equipment. That's nothing. We use a little camera that we have. The sound we use from my iPhone's recording. You know what I mean? And when you say the work, we actually taking the time. We say it's not about how many episodes we can do. It's about, let's take our time and put the best thing we get there. Let's take our time. That's what we're not putting. You see, when's the next episode coming? No, bro. It's okay. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
And when it comes out, it's gonna speak for itself.
No, I like what you
Let
guys
the
are
word
doing.
speak for itself.
I like what you guys are doing. You guys are doing.
Don't try to
fantastic
sell
job.
yourself.
No.
Let it speak for itself.
Yes.
The final result is what
Yeah.
is what proves everything.
And let's end it here. Don't try to sell yourself. Thank you guys. For taking the time. You guys are very busy. Have a really heavy schedule.
Yeah.
For you are guys allowing us in the studio and do this. Man, it's a good opportunity.
G, Mr. G.
Thank you.
Ato.
Yeah, and for
The man behind
those
the mask.
you are watching this episode, comment down below. Tell us the good takedown, the highlights, the key moments on this podcast, and thank you for keep supporting us. Stay tuned for the next one.
Peace.